and air conditioning. Offer expires June 15th.
It's time to start the program. It's time to earn our pay. It's time to meet the people on the Keeler Show today. It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen? Keeler's always in the know. It makes me want to call him and tell him where to go. And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
Two-three FM.
It's another morning, and another morning where Andrew and Davey can brag about the Yankees. It's very exciting as they blow out again. A big blowout win again.
10-1.
Yeah. All right, much to do. We'll talk with Ryan Schmelz coming up in a few minutes on Hunter Biden here this morning. We are in a slow warm-up. It'll be kind of cloudy today for the most part. But
In the beginning part of the day.
But tomorrow looks really nice. And Father's Day weekend, hard to believe we're coming up on Father's Day, but we are. Father's Day weekend looks pretty nice.
Just a quick fact on the Yankees.
Oh, I was waiting for that.
They're 15-1 against the AL Central, Minnesota, Kansas City, and Cleveland. Their only loss was in April against Cleveland, one of the series.
Wow.
That was maniacal.
That's the evil laugh.
That's
Yeah,
good.
I heard
Good.
that, yeah.
Well, let's see who's laughing in October. I guess that'll be where we are here, right? Doug is in today from the Need to Eat KNEAD,
Yes,
Need to Eat Bakery.
We're supposed to have him on at two separate times yesterday, but he was very patient and
Well, we're going to
moving
discuss
around.
a little because Ms. Aiello is quite active on Facebook and feels that she's reinventing this as something that we have against her. Do you have? I mean, you do now. You're all angry because she keeps using your name and your text messages when you're trying to get her on. Anyway,
you know how I solved that? I've reached out. I said, you tell us a time that's available for you, and moving forward, I'm not going to contact her anymore.
So Doug is one of the businesses that's down there in Franklin Square. We'll speak with him today and get his take. And I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. He may love this thing that she has put together down there. Samantha Colosimo Testa.
Well, I figured we haven't heard from Sam in a while. So.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't during all this.
Yeah.
Guy Benson is on the radio today from the Guy Benson Show, which is on WIBX daily from 6 to 9 p.m. We'll speak with him on the latest. This whole Hunter Biden guilty verdict we'll get into also with Ryan Schmelz coming up in a few minutes. Ryan Nobles is on from NBC. Andrew Reed in the legal segment will squeeze in here this morning.
The
as
Reed
well.
Rundown.
We'll talk a little more about Wynn Hospital, MVHS. And I thought we had, I think, a very constructive, really everybody's questions in yesterday. And there have been a lot of rumors out there. Like, how could MVHS be laying off nurses when there's a shorting staff? Or there's a staffing shortage. And how she explained it is that there is an issue that involved a union issue. And according to union regulations, they say that employees had to be terminated and then immediately could be rehired based on union regulations because their job was changing,
or even their schedule,
and or even their schedule, which would allow those with seniority to move into those positions. This is based on, she says, union rules. Now, somebody wants to combat that and say that's just not true. We have a phone number you can call. That it is amazing. It'll put you right on the radio. 315-736-0186. And but ultimately, don't we all have the same goal? Don't we all want this brand new hospital to succeed?
Yes, we do. And
I would think
there was
for everybody's well-being.
Yeah, there were a number of issues that she covered, as you mentioned. We've got kind of the full recap.
Segments, yeah,
we kind of have the full recap of the summary of everything she kind of talked about, and her answering the major questions on the cardiovascular program, the most recent issue with PAs, the financial situation, as you mentioned, layoffs, and a few other things on our website.
Well, the other part, I mean, you have people saying they're losing, millions of dollars per month. Her answer to that, while I didn't get that specific figure, is not that they are doing well, but that they are recovering, and that she did not deny that the hospital is currently in a losing money state, but that they are recovering, and also that other hospitals around the state, around the region, around the country are also struggling right now. So ultimately, what you want is for this whole thing to succeed. But we can talk about it. Take your phone calls at 315-736-0186. Mike, already this morning, is Davey in there? That laugh of Davey's sounded like the Count on Sesame Street.
1, 2, 300 Habaika dollars.
Speaking of that, Habaika's free money question of the day, and we have a consolation along with it. And it worked yesterday. So the contestant yesterday was playing for $200, got it wrong, and half of it went up in the This Week Only contest called Laundro Lottery, where I bring my mom in. She has 30 clothespins in her dryer. She turns on the dryer, round and round it goes. She pulls out 3 clothespins.
Where it stops, only Mrs. Keeler will know.
And in this case, the person picked the number 15. That was the first one to come out, meaning, yeah, they didn't win the $200, but they won a consolation prize of $100. I'm not sure Habaika loves this.
No, he does not.
Nonetheless, Davey, this morning, how much money are we putting on the line this morning for the free money question?
250 smackers.
$250.
Ooh,
okay.
Feeling brave.
So in consolation, if you were working, you got the question. And by the way, every question this week has been 100% doable.
Yeah, you're making it easy.
100%. These have been some very, there are people shouting down the hallway. They knew the answer. So 200 and, what'd you say? 50.
50.
Okay.
So does that mean if they win, they have the chance to still win another
125?
So that would bring them to 375.
That could be. Yeah. That's
wow.
That's what a week this is. Well, it's Father's Day week, leading up to Father's Day. Maybe that is the reason for it all. And did I mention that we've had I swear, it's like the world of animals and insects, that when New York Sash, and by the way, they were putting in windows in our home, and there are 4 beautiful, triple glazed, with grids, double hung windows that you could win. And all you have to do is either go to their website, newyorksash.com/Keeler, or you can go to our website. Look to the top, click on Keeler on our website, and you'll see New York Sash window contest. I believe that's what it's called. Is it window contest or window giveaway? I want to be exact here. Let me just make sure I've got it exactly
I'll look it up
as
here.
it is. Andrew's looking it up for us.
It is
The drop down. So it's Keeler. Click on Keeler. And then there's the drop down. And then they're going to ask you to do a few things. Put your
Keeler
name,
window contest.
Keeler window contest. Click on that. It'll take you right to the entry page. Sign up and explain a few things, like you'll need name information, all of that, and then why you feel you need the windows. I can just tell you, if you don't have them, you probably need them. And in fact, the windows that we're replacing were new construction windows from 6 years ago. And my wife hated the windows so much, we're replacing them. So anyway, as the installers, the craftsmen from New York Sash who were installing the windows, they found a nest of carpenter ants that had burrowed into the wood. So they got rid of them, et cetera, et cetera. Boom, they're gone, but they've been disrupted. So all of a sudden, I see we had carpenter ants coming into the house.
Yeah,
and they're not easy to get rid of. So that's what we've been dealing with the last couple of days. And there was like a little trail. They were following a trail, probably looking for food or a new place to nest. So I think that I went a complete day yesterday without them. They're not easy to get. But you know what the funny thing about carpenter ants? The greatest tool to get rid of ants is that taro gel.
Yeah, right.
That comes in a little plastic container, and you set it there.
Break the knob off.
That plastic container will be illegal, I'm sure, in New York soon. But for now, it's legal. And you snap off the end, and the ants go nuts.
Yeah, they love it. And then the best part about that is one of them or a few of them bring that poison back to the
nest.
To the nest
Yeah,
and kills them
yeah.
all.
So here's what I'm going to tell you.
Spray them?
These ants paid no attention. I even poured it out onto a little piece of cardboard, like, here,
Yeah.
Auntie.
Yeah, we've done that in the studio before.
Nothing. The ants walked right by it. You know why? They're the worker ants, and they are a lot like town square employees. They're a lot like town square employees.
Yeah.
Work. When you're done, work some more. That's how we are here.
Don't stop to eat.
That's how we are here.
No food in the studio.
So anyway, those ants do not, the carpenter ants, which are the large black ones, they do not, you can't get rid of them by normal means.
You got to spray them.
Yeah. You have to spray. And even when you spray, everywhere I read, it said you're better off bringing in a professional because they've got to get to the nest somehow to be able to kill all of them. And if you start killing some, you're going to disrupt them even further. The good news is most of that nest had already been destroyed by the installers.
Yeah.
So these were just worker ants trying to find a new home or something.
Yeah. They were displaced.
Had to get rid of them. Yeah, I hate killing these things, but you got to do it.
I hear they all went to Eagle Pass, Texas. They were displaced, and they.
I believe so. They
headed for the border.
They've headed for the border. Anyway, it's funny because as you're driving down the road, I don't know. I see more pest control places in neighborhoods around our area this year than I've ever seen before. And that's just telling me that these invasive little critters are making their way in.
That makes me
whether you
nuts.
like it or not. I mentioned Ryan Schmelz. We'll get to him coming up in a second on that guilty verdict on Hunter Biden. And also, President Biden has said he will not pardon his son. I wonder if he follows through on that.
Yeah, we'll see.
We will see. I thought this was interesting. A BBC TV anchor, Mariam Moshiri, was doing a story on a type of mouse native to Northern Europe. They talk about critters, too, there. And she read exactly what was on the teleprompter. People were screwing with her. Before going into the story video, she jokingly compared herself with Will Ferrell's famous movie character. Here's exactly what went down. Let me tell you, Sometimes these people will read exactly what is written because they're not comprehending what they're reading.
Ooh.
Here we go. Here's
Over the last 20 years, the number of hazel dormice has declined by as much as 70% across the UK. It's hoped a new project which sees them re-released into their natural habit could help to restore the population. Is it habit or habitat? Well, it's habit on the auto cue, so what can I say? Nicola Hassler has more. I'm Ron Burgundy. I, of course...
She called herself Ron Burgundy. And
That's a good way of owning up to the mistake.
Somebody would say, well, that's not true. She just did that. You don't, when you're reading something and you're not paying attention, you will just keep reading. And sometimes you don't even realize what you've read. Like sometimes Andrew will get a day wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe like you said,
Right.
And I don't think I said that. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. And then you get back, you listen to it, and you're like, I did say that. I never do that, Andrew.
No, you don't.
Never. Oh, not really. I probably do. A man ended up being escorted off an airplane and out of an airport by police when he tried to use a travel hack he saw on the internet. Listen, the internet will make life bad for you. Be very careful. Be careful following. This was a hack where you could pack things away in your suitcase. The guy basically used instead a pillowcase as a suitcase and pretended like he was bringing an actual pillow on the flight. But inside he had all of his belongings. Here it is how it works being broken
instead
down.
of checking.
This dude was trying to take in a pillowcase full of clothing and other items, which he is stating was simply just a pillowcase. And the dude was like, bro, everybody can see it's not a freaking pillow. Like, come on.
It's not a pillow, it's a pillowcase. I've seen people tape up garbage bags getting on airplanes, and I mean, sometimes if
Some
you don't,
people don't have
if you don't
luggage.
have quality luggage, you do whatever you have to do. Today is National Not Another Mug or Tie Day. Today is National Not Another Mug or Tie Day.
I get where you're going with
Father's
that.
Day coming on Sunday. Today is the day where basically we're saying,
You as fathers.
be a little more creative.
Yeah.
Not another tie, not another mug. You can do better than that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Do a pair of socks.
Did you see that Joey Chestnut has been kicked out of Nathan's hot dog eating contest?
I did see this, and the reason is very interesting.
And
I don't know why he would go down this road.
The
but-
reason is that he's aligned himself with someone else.
Yeah, so he's got a nice endorsement sponsorship contract from a competing hot dog company. So Nathan's, who puts on the big annual hot dog eating contest, said, we're not going to allow you to eat our hot dogs at our contest with another name being represented.
So he would be wearing the gear, et cetera, hat from...
I'd imagine.
What hot dog company did he go with?
I have to check.
So you have Nathan's, which...
I don't know if it's Ballpark Frank or...
What's really interesting is he has...
Oh, no.
This has made him huge. This has made him enormous over the years.
So, allegedly...
The Nathan's hot dog has made him famous. Why would he turn on them like this?
So, I'll tell you why. Because in this New York Post business exclusive, Joey Chestnut is out over vegan Frank's. Impossible Meat is what the sponsorship is.
Oh.
Impossible Foods is the leading maker of meatless meats and known for Impossible Burger, which contains a laboratory-synthesized substance called heme. And it recently launched a Frankfurter Imposter that's made from plants. The Nathan's contest at the corner of Stillwell and Surf Avenues, 1 block from the famous boardwalk, has been a Coney Island tradition since 1916. California-born Chestnut has won it 16 times, including every year since 2016. He gobbled a world record 76 dogs and buns in 2021 and kept his title with a paltry 62 down the hatch last year. But he is officially out of the contest, as he will be.
Well, when do they do that? 4th of July weekend?
I think usually, yeah, that's when it is.
Mike says, did you see the scene yesterday on the tarmac when Biden was there with his son after they were done talking? Hunter is walking away, and Joe starts to salute him. I have no idea if that's how they say goodbye or if he thought Hunter was part of the military honor guard. I did not see that.
God.
Oh, Lordy. Ryan Schmell is on the line from Fox News Radio. Good morning, Ryan. Did you see that moment?
You got to say all that over again. You guys came in out of nowhere.
All right. So apparently, while President Biden was talking to his son on the tarmac, Hunter Biden, before Air Force One took off, they got done talking. Hunter Biden started to walk away, and President Biden started to salute him and then stopped. Not sure what was going on there, to be honest.
No, yeah, I don't really know too much about that, but that's interesting.
Yeah. I wonder if Hunter's like, please, Dad, please. I know you're not going to pardon me, but could you at least salute me as I walk away?
Come on.
All right,
show
that's
me a
fine.
little respect here, Pop.
Well, a guilty verdict in, and it didn't take long.
No, it did not. I mean, you looked at a situation where this only took about 3 hours for the jury to deliberate.
Yeah.
And then, you got to the point where Dr. Jill Biden, the First Lady, had to rush back into the courtroom. I believe you had some other members of the family who just missed the verdict because they were not able to get back into the room when it was being read off. But yeah, I mean, it was a relatively quick verdict, and certainly, I mean, the jurors felt that the evidence was strong enough to convict Hunter Biden. And one juror we talked to said that the politics really didn't play a role in his job, that it was pretty easy for him to put aside that this was the president's son and just make a ruling on his own.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the evidence was so evident, wasn't it, during this whole thing? I mean, it was just, I don't think it's any surprise that there's a guilty verdict.
It didn't seem like it. And of course, I think a lot of our legal analysts here at Fox felt the same way, that this was just there was a lot of strong evidence against Hunter Biden in this case, and you kind of see that playing out here. And what's interesting is that you're now seeing some Democrats here on Capitol Hill kind of jumping on this guilty verdict and using it against Republicans, saying, hey, look, this proves that these are just conspiracy theories, that the Department of Justice is not being weaponized against President Biden's political opponents because his own DOJ just convicted his own son in a court of law. And then you're also, and this was supposed to be a case where Hunter Biden had home field advantage, considering the fact that it was Delaware, which is where the president and his family are from.
And the other part that I find interesting, which, and I'm not a believer that this whole weaponization, I realize people go nuts about it, and I'll have people yelling at me for the rest of the morning because I said that. But I do think that it's just another case. He was clearly guilty. It'll be interesting to see what punishment he receives, what is decided. That will be very interesting. But the other part I find interesting is everybody's like, I can't, it's clear. We believe he was on drugs and lying. Well, do we know a drug addict that doesn't lie to get what they want? I think it seems to be very common with drug addiction, doesn't it?
It's very, very common for drug addiction. Yes, I mean it's probably one of the most common forms of behavior, or
yes.
It's kind of one of those things that starts off very minor when you're addicted to drugs, and then it becomes more and more severe as you go along. But yes, I mean it's one of the more common behaviors you find with people who are addicted.
And I think I just had a conversation with someone who's going through this with a family member, and they're explaining, well, they said A, B, and C, and my answer to that was, you can believe nothing, because they will do whatever has to be done in order to be able to get more of those drugs, which is just terrible, but it's where we are today, and so many different families going through this. So, all right, well, it'll be interesting to see where all of this goes, what his sentencing looks like, and all of that. And I guess we sit and wait and see, Ryan.
Yeah, no, we definitely will. And I think, we should probably be clear that this is probably something that is not as far from over. Hunter Biden's got his tax charge case that's going to start in September, but also keep in mind, too, that there's probably going to be an appeal process. So whether or not we're going to find out if Hunter Biden's going to face jail time or not, we're probably well far from that, even after the initial sentencing date, because there's going to be an appeal, and this very well could go past the presidential election.
Yeah. All right, Ryan, as always, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.
Hey, you too, my friend. Thank you.
All right, Ryan Schmelz from Fox News Radio. Do you agree with that, Andrew?
Yeah.
The addict is going to do whatever they can do in order to get whatever it is that they want.
Yes.
But this guy,
even a gun.
This guy, and I think that this also coming up, and by the way, Ryan Nobles was covering the story as well. We'll speak with him after 8:40 this morning. But this guy, when he was full-fledged a drug addict, they're saying he was smoking crack every 20 minutes. That's a lot of crack cocaine.
Yeah,
I would assume, to be honest. Father's Day survey is out. Are you ready for this?
Oh yeah.
A new study shows that overwhelming majority of dads have used what to fix something around the house. An overwhelming number of dads have used what to fix something around the house. What do you think it is?
It has got to be duct tape.
It is exactly duct tape.
Oh, yeah.
On top of that, 63% say the duct tape is their go-to tool for a quick repair. Here's actual audio from the study. Check it out.
What's that?
Duct tape. I need it for taping something.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Have you ever seen someone try to stop some sort of a leak with duct tape?
Yeah, and it doesn't last too long.
That doesn't
Although
work.
you have the Flex Seal tape. What do they call that? Flex tape or something?
I've not had much success with that as seen on TV stuff.
Yeah.
However, there is a real industrial flex tape that you can put on something that will literally, once it's put on, it
You can't
melds
take it off.
and you can't get it off. It's really quite effective. And you can get that. It's out there. You can get it. But I've seen. Have you ever seen a vehicle repaired with duct tape?
No.
Absolutely have.
No.
I'm telling you, I saw somebody driving down the road, and if it
maybe
wasn't
a window.
if it wasn't for the duct tape, the fender would not have been there.
Oh boy.
Literally, probably used rolls and rolls of duct tape to keep that vehicle to keep it going.
We've done the old saran wrap around a vehicle. I actually, some friends and I in college did that to another friend. We saran wrapped their vehicle.
The saran wrap?
So you literally wrap multiple rolls of saran wrap around the car.
And that becomes very hard to open the door.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
A grandfather in Utah just graduated high school at the age of 97. Let me try that again. A grandmother in Utah just graduated high school at age 97. She was supposed to graduate in the 1940s, but her grandfather died, and the funeral was the same day as her final exam. Here is grandmother Catherine Cole and her granddaughter Shania Brigham talking about the big accomplishment.
It's never too late to learn.
For as long as I've known, my grandma has really impressed upon me the importance of education. The district said we accept her as a graduate. Everybody in the whole auditorium stood up and cheered and clapped.
And I love this so much.
She's an honorary graduate since 2024.
This is what I've been wanting all my life and haven't been able to get it.
The only thing it's wonderful. It is nice. It
What took you so long?
It is wonderful. But, you haven't done, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be the guy.
Here we go.
I don't mean to be that guy. I don't mean to be. Sure, I don't like the alleyway in Franklin Square. That's true. But I also hear it's like, it's honorary.
Yeah.
What
did she really do?
You didn't really earn it. It's honorary. But who's going to say that, right? Who would say that?
Yeah, nice job,
Except
old lady.
For me. Yeah. Who would say it? And let's see. Let me say, I thought there's a new article says the worst one-word text you can send.
Okay.
The worst one, really?
Yeah.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, I know.
I respond to your stuff. Like basically what the letter K says It acknowledges you. It says,
Yeah.
I've acknowledged you. I really want to give you no time right now.
Yeah, really. I mean, it could be anything from I'm on my way to, oh, my God, I just had something very significant happen in my life.
Okay. I don't think I would do something as insensitive as that, but
No, I know.
actually, they say, according to this, the worst one-word text you can send is passive-aggressive.
No.
Sure.
Ooh.
So just think about the number of things that can be texted to you and how you might respond. Davey, you text me and say, tomorrow I'm going to be really responsible when it comes to Hobica's money. And then I respond by saying, sure. Sure
So, but
you
see,
are.
they could be
There's
taken out of context.
Passive-aggressive. I'm just saying
I don't think
it's
sure
sarcastic.
is always passive aggressive, because if I have a client that says, Andrew, can we see this house tomorrow at 4:00? I'll say, sure.
Sure.
No, just sure.
Yeah, really?
Sure
Yeah.
can.
I think you might be saying,
Or surely.
Sure. Like, I have time to
God,
deal
4
with this
o'clock?
person.
Great.
That's the problem. It can
That'd
mean
change my whole business
It can
model.
mean so much.
Maybe that's
the
why that
problem.
person didn't call me back.
Sure.
Great.
Yeah. Anyway, in some situations, it's very passive aggressive. So you should be careful about what you say when you say sure. Okay. Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Sure.
You could come up with a better word. Andrew, can I see this house tomorrow?
Certainly.
Absolutely. Certainly.
Okay.
Anything for you.
Yes. I love you.
Here's Jake in Utica. Hi, Jake. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good. I read in the winter on your car, in your outside mirrors, put a Ziploc bag on each one to keep the ice and snow up.
On the two side view mirrors?
On the two side, yeah.
Wow.
The two side mirrors.
Well, you might as well do it while it's legal.
Yeah,
Before you know it,
So
before
you
you know
can't.
it, you won't be able to do it, right?
But what about my
And-
mirrors?
Yeah.
Tea bags, instead of odor eaters, put one tea bag in each shoe or boot or sneaker.
Okay.
Supposedly takes the odor out, yeah?
The tea does. Interesting. I guess I didn't
You
realize
could go to Daylight and pour a little matcha latte
Matcha.
in your
That's right.
shoe.
Why you smell so Japanese today?
Why are your socks green?
Have you guys heard from Christine Bueno?
I do. I hear from Christine.
I think she's at a new station down in Jacksonville, Florida.
She's doing really well.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Good. I enjoyed it. You guys are a nice team.
Well, listen, I'm going to tell you something. You'll realize that, and it is not hard to figure out. I hate change. Okay? Let's just take a look at the history here, Jake. It started with me and Andrew and Jeff and Christine.
Right.
12 years ago, 12 or 13 years ago. And then one had to leave, and what did we do? How did we handle that? We brought in Davey. Davey became a part of the team. Since then,
Yeah, I like Davey.
since then,
He's
no
knowledgeable.
matter who leaves,
Davey remains constant.
Davey remains constant. And no matter who leaves, it's either Jeff, Andrew, or Christine that replaces them. So when you think about it, we've had the exact same team for 13 years. And
Wow.
Davey, thank you. You're the constant.
You've been here through it all.
Yeah.
I like Davey.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very knowledgeable. He's there for you guys.
He
He's
is.
very good.
He is to make us feel bad for being a Mets fan. He does it often. So.
Hey,
all right, Jake.
Andrew, I just one question to Andrew. Andrew,
Yes.
any thoughts on the manager of the Yankees? Do you like him or?
Despite the team's success this year, I've had my issues with both Boone and Cashman through the years, and I think just sometimes the decisions he makes, you can have a great team that has a great record and still have a manager
Right.
that makes dumb decisions. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, Jake. Thank you,
Okay,
man.
guys, have a great day.
You do the same. Thank you.
see you, Jake.
Bye.
And then one more. Can I have you? I did a story about the parachuting spiders.
Yes.
Oh, 5706.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. The parachuting spiders, and there have been stories all over saying they're coming to New York. Of Cornell Cooperative Extension, which I rely on tremendously, said, hoo-ah, give me a break. That's crap. I'm not sure they said that exactly that way, but what they said is that's not true. And
they said your co-host is a moron?
No, you covered the story like everybody else covered it, but you didn't quote. I mean, you're just covering what somebody else has said.
Yes, correct.
And it was an exaggeration and a false alarm. They say, do not worry, we probably won't be dealing. And by the way, they die off every winter. So they don't even know how they would handle the winter like this. All right, I got a break. We have news next to WIBX.
Get ready for this week's half-off Thursday deal with SeizeTheDeal.com. Score your half-off gift certificate to Pins in New Hartford. Tomorrow morning starting at 8. Get $50 for $25 with Seize the Deal's half-off Thursday.
Pins is a great time anytime for bowling, axe throwing, arcade games, food, drinks, and fun. Plan a night out now at their location in Sangertown Square in New Hartford. Get daily specials, book a party, and more at PinsBowl.com.
Get your half-off Thursday gift certificates tomorrow from Pins in New Hartford. Hurry, they sell out fast at SeizeTheDeal.com.
Aches and pains aren't trophies. They're just barriers keeping pros like you from getting the work done. You know this business can be back-breaking. All the more reason to partner with someone who has your back, like Clinton Tractor and Ferris Commercial Mowers. Ferris is about helping you finish strong and feel good doing it, with patented suspension technology that allows you to mow faster and get more work done in comfort so you can feel good tomorrow. Visit Clinton Tractor today or at clintontractor.net. Ferris, work hard, feel good.
Ready to hit the road with confidence this summer? Look no further than Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your one-stop shop for top quality tires at unbeatable prices. At Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, we believe that safety and savings go hand in hand. That's why we offer the best prices up front on top brands including Summit, Nokian, Bridgestone, and more. With Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, you'll drive away with peace of mind and money in your pocket. Locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Looking for the perfect ride this summer for family road trips? Then stop on in to Steve Pawnee Chevy in Herkimer. With these unbeatable deals and the buying experience you deserve, you can drive the 2024 Malibu RS with remote start and driver safety package with finance rates as low as 1.9%. Or you can lease the new Chevy Blazer EV, all-wheel drive LT with a panoramic sunroof. Lease it for just $436 per month for 24 months with 10,000 miles per year. Customers must qualify with top-tier credit through GM Financial. Offers are available on select models only. Lease offers require a current eligible non-GM lease in the household. See salesperson for details. All taxes, fees, and the first payment are due on delivery. Visit Steve Pawnee Chevy on Route 28 in Herkimer or online anytime at StevePawneeChevy.com. Hurry, these offers end June 30th, 2024. Together, let's drive with Steve Pawnee Chevrolet. Stop in and see why it's always easy to do business at Steve Pawnee Chevrolet.
It's the ultimate summer sell-off at Carl's Wholesale Furniture Warehouse. Price cuts up to 65% off with nothing held back. Only at Carl's Furniture, New Hartford Shopping Center.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome,
W295EI,
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
From ISIS to ICE. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. 8 terror suspects now in Immigration and Customs Enforcement custody. They're all from Tajikistan, a country that borders Afghanistan and China, and were allowed to enter the U.S. illegally, crossing the southern border.
The suspected terrorists were arrested in Los Angeles and across the country in New York and Philadelphia in recent days. According to the New York Post, who broke the story, quote, part of the investigation featured a wiretap which revealed one of the now arrested individuals was talking about bombs. Remember the Boston Marathon bombing? I'm afraid something like that might happen again or worse.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. Border security, a big election issue.
Our country has been under assault from within and from without.
That's Sam Brown. After winning Nevada's Republican Senate primary, a retired Army captain, Brown had a Trump endorsement and will try to unseat Democratic Senator Jackie Rosen in November. In South Carolina, Congresswoman Nancy Mace survived the Republican primary challenge. One of the rivals she beat was backed by ex-House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, whom Mace voted to oust from office last year. President Biden's expected to leave later this hour for a trip to Italy, where he'll attend the G7 summit that'll focus in part on helping Ukraine battle Russia. The morning after he addressed A gun safety group again calling for stricter laws while touting a law that's cracking down on trafficking and ghost guns, but he says they got to do more.
It's time once again to do what I did when I was a senator. Ban assault weapons.
The president did not say anything at that event about his son Hunter Biden's conviction on 3 federal gun charges in Delaware.
For lying about his drug use to buy a gun. A sentencing date has yet to be scheduled, but Hunter is now facing a hefty fine of $750,000 and a maximum of 25 years in prison, although he's unlikely to do any prison time here. President Biden is seen hugging Hunter in Delaware after the verdict.
That's Fox's Brooke Singman. America's listening to Fox News.
Small business owners, we know finishing your to-do list can feel like climbing a mountain, but that mountain is also covered in banana peels. Then when something new gets added to your list, you're like, nope, I'm already climbing this huge, super slippery banana peel mountain of a to-do list. At Progressive, we don't want to make your day any harder. That's why we make it easy to manage your policy on our mobile app, so climbing that banana peel mountain feels more like a leisurely stroll. See if you can save on commercial auto insurance in as little as 7 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
All right, who's there for heroes or their families left behind when a service member or a first responder dies or is catastrophically injured in the line of duty? Who helps our country's homeless vets? I'll tell you who. It's the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Never forget the sacrifices of our country's greatest heroes. They're hoping all of us will donate $11 a month. Just go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org, the letter T, number 2, letter T.org for the Tunnel to Towers Foundation.
Well, the day after Hunter Biden's conviction, House lawmakers could vote as soon as today to hold Attorney General Merrick Garland in contempt of Congress
for his refusal to hand over audio recordings of President Biden's interview with special counsel Robert Hur as part of the investigation into the president's handling of classified documents after he served as vice president. The Justice Department released transcripts of the interview after President Biden asserted executive privilege over the recordings, but Republicans say they want to verify the transcripts aren't altered.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin, in his report, Hur controversially said that President Biden should not face charges, in part because a jury might be sympathetic to him being an elderly man with a poor memory. It's a big day for economic news. We'll get a consumer price inflation update next hour. Then later, the Federal Reserve wraps up a meeting expecting to hold off again, cutting interest rates.
Fed Chair Jerome Powell is expected to stick to the message that the current rate is putting enough downward pressure on inflation to slow demand, but needs to be held tighter for longer to cool inflation to their 2% target. The focus will be on whether officials will pencil in 1 or 2 rate cuts this year.
Fox's Hillary Barsky. Ahead of all that, stock futures are rising modestly the day after the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 closed at record highs. Now to the drama that is tough to digest for Joey Chestnut, who says he's gutted by this.
The 16-time winner of the Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest will not compete in the annual competition next month, Major League Eating announced Tuesday. According to a statement, Chestnut has, quote, chosen to represent a rival brand that sells plant-based hot dogs.
Fox's Joe Morgan. Chestnut posted on X he doesn't have a contract with Nathan's or Major League Eating, and they are changing the rules. Now to someone else who won't be competing in something else. John Rahm is withdrawn from golf's U.S. Open. The tee's off tomorrow because of a foot infection. Rahm won the U.S. Open 2 years ago. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time. 7:05. I'm Andrew Derminio. We have some cloudy skies and 53 degrees. It will warm up and clear up. Your full weather forecast is on the way. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. With just days until voters head to the polls, the candidates in the 22nd Congressional District primary are working hard to build support. Last night, Democrats Sarah Clay Hood and John Mannion took part in a debate at Syracuse University's S.I. Newhouse School of Public Communications. Among the issues they talked about included Social Security and Medicare and U.S. aid to Israel and Ukraine. Whoever wins this Tuesday's primary will challenge Republican Congressman Brandon Williams in November. Cazenovia residents are being urged to keep an eye out on rabid animals in their community. Recently, a woodchuck tested positive for the illness after attacking a cat that sadly had to be put down. Madison County Public Health recommends people stay away from animals that are acting strangely and to make sure their own pets are protected from rabies. Anyone who is scratched or bitten by wild animals need to report it by calling 315-366-2526. The New York State Department of Motor Vehicles is announcing the launch of the New York Mobile ID program. This is huge. This is enormous. They're coming into the modern century. It provides Empire State residents with a digital version of their driver's license, learner permit, or ID right on their smartphone. The TSA says New York Mobile ID will be accepted at airport security checkpoints so people can quickly verify their identities. To download the app for yourself, head to the App Store or And Oriskany Central Schools have retired the Redskin mascot and in favor of a new one, which was voted upon by the community. The district will now be known as the Skyhawks, pending approval from the school board. The reason why the district changed its mascot was because of a mandate from New York State that said districts that use indigenous people as mascots would lose state financial aid. The name Skyhawk has historical ties to Oriskany, as it's the name of a Douglas A4 jet, A4 fighter jet that was on the USS Oriskany battleship. The jet is now on the Village Green. The school board will make the name official at its next meeting on June 18th. It is 7:09. Your weather forecast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net. For today, we will see some morning fog and clouds, otherwise partly sunny today with a high in the mid-70s. Cloudy overnight with a low in the low 50s, then the real nice weather begins. We'll see a beautiful day tomorrow, sunny skies with a high in the mid-80s. Then Friday, a chance of rain and thunderstorms, otherwise sunny with a high near 80, and then the weekend looking really nice.
Looks like upper 70s and a really nice Father's Day weekend. So
it's going to be a beauty. Just a little tease, going to be Florida-like in the early part of next week. Temperatures in the low 90s.
It's going to be hot. Yeah.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, though, we're at 53 degrees.
It's going to be what they say.
Skies.
They call it Buster Poindexter hot.
There you go. It is 53 and cloudy now, coming up on 7:10. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43 local contractors. The Giants are expecting to have their starting quarterback for the beginning of training camp. Head coach Brian Daboll confirmed Tuesday that he expects all injured players, including Daniel Jones, to be ready for the first practice on July 24th. He's recovering from a torn ACL in his right knee that happened last season. The Jets were without a couple of important players for their mandatory minicamp. Veteran quarterback Aaron Rodgers and edge rusher Hassan Reddick will not be reporting for unexcused reasons and are subject to fines. Reddick was acquired by the Jets in the offseason and looking for a new contract. Head coach Robert Saleh said he spoke with Rodgers before OTAs started and confirmed he communicated an event he had planned that was very important to him.
Yeah, he's heading off to apparently a very, very dark cave where he'll do ayahuasca. And,
he's going to do some psychedelic drugs and
get ready.
Rediscover himself again.
He's got to get ready for the season.
Yeah, exactly. The Mets came up short in their series opener against the Marlins after falling 4-2 at Citi Field. They're still fourth in the NL East at 28-37. They'll continue their three-game set tonight in Queens. The Yankees dominated their way to a third straight victory, blowing out the Royals 10-1 at Kauffman Stadium. Stroman Marcus Stroman earned the win after striking out one batter over 5 2/3 scoreless innings. Catcher Austin Wells had a big night, slugging a 3-run shot. Aaron Judge went deep for a 2-run homer, and Giancarlo Stanton hit a solo shot for the Bombers, who are leading the AL East at 48-21. New York continues their 4-game series tonight in Kansas City. And the NBA Finals continue tonight as the Mavericks will host the Celtics for Game 3 at the American Airlines Center. The Celtics hold a 2-0 series lead after taking both games in Beantown to begin the finals. And the Oilers will fight to avoid a major deficit in the Stanley Cup Final on Thursday. The team faces off against the Panthers in Edmonton for Game 3 at Rogers Place. If you're dealing with debilitating pain, there is a solution possibly available for you. It's Revive Softwave Therapy on Genesee Street in Utica, and it's an FDA-cleared, non-invasive, and drug-free treatment for chronic pain, inflammation, and all joint issues. It is a piece of technology that was developed in Germany and has made its way to the States, specifically South Utica. And if you're dealing with neck, back, knee, wrist, arthritis, shoulder, neuropathy pain, this can help. It's a device that's a wand that essentially looks like a sonogram wand that even Team USA getting ready for the Paris Olympics with Softwave in their locker rooms. So if you are looking for a possible solution to your debilitating pain, go to reviveutica.com. That's reviveutica.com. You'll find the number there, 315-725-8427, 315-725-8427. Let them know you heard about them from the Keeler Show, and they'll give you a nice deal on your initial consultation, first treatment, and your treatment and recovery plan and assessment strategy. That's reviveutica.com. Reviveutica.com. Let the healing begin with Revive Softwave Therapy.
So John in Deerfield is asking, do you have any opinion, how does he say it, any comment regarding Ryan Seacrest on Wheel of Fortune?
I haven't watched, to be honest.
It's not on.
Oh, okay.
I don't believe it'll be on until the fall.
So he's saying, do you have an opinion about the host? I think we made it clear. I mean, what else is this guy going to do?
I can't see anywhere Ryan Seacrest. I almost feel like it won't last. Maybe.
This is Wheel of Fortune.
I just have had, he's just doing too much.
Yeah.
God, I can't stand, I won't want,
I hate him.
To be honest with you, I think I've become old and I watch Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy.
I don't think you're old for that.
I hope not. But I'm going to tell you, I will not watch Wheel of Fortune. Right now, they're doing repeats of old Pat Sajak stuff all summer long.
Oh,
but Jeopardy, however,
people can ease out of
Jeopardy
Pat
episodes are always new.
Did you watch it on Friday, though, when he gave his goodbye?
I did watch a little bit of that.
It wasn't really much of the hype they did. I actually sat and watched it.
You did?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
It was. I thought they were going to be hyping it up. I thought they were going to play like videos of him, and it ended up him just saying goodbye. And of course, Vanna, I thought maybe she was going to say something. Apparently,
she did Thursday night.
Yeah, I didn't see that on Thursday.
Yeah.
It was nothing. It was nothing spectacular from the hype. It's Mike from Skylar on the Apple.
It is. Okay, I do have to talk about this. Did anybody? Do I have a minute to go? And then we're going to bring in Doug from Need to Eat.
Yes.
On the Franklin Square alleyway. I can't wait. Listen. Did you see any of the... Don't walk away yet. Come back. Did you see any of the Apple announcement?
I did not, no.
I want to get Mike's take, but I'm going to tell you where... This is Mike and Skyler. I'm going to tell you this is enormous. It is huge. And it's coming this fall. Mike, good morning.
Hey.
Do you feel it's enormous? Because I do.
Oh, absolutely. The biggest thing they introduced at the end was the Apple Intelligence.
So you're going to be, and here's the thing about the Apple Intelligence that I think is, first of all, they've teamed up with ChatGPT. That's
really?
huge.
That's a huge.
Yep.
Huge partnership.
And for the last 15 years or whatever, Apple has been basically your phone has been getting data on you, and it only goes to you. They say it's completely private to you and can't be stolen, whatever. And it has learned how you behave.
Oh, I don't know.
It's
already happening.
In
your Instagram feed.
It is, but not like this. So
they demoed a little bit.
Oh my God! Like you're going to be able to say, "Hey, pay for my." You could say, "Pay for my DoorDash." Pay for my DoorDash using my Apple Card.
Yep.
And it'll pay.
Yeah,
And then after you're done with that, you could say, and give a 20% tip. Using the word "and." See, right now, when you talk to these things, whether it's Alexa or it's Siri, it doesn't.
They're one-track mind.
You have to explain absolutely everything, and you got to say it in a certain way. Oh, you didn't say it right. I got to say it this way.
Yeah.
This way, it's almost humanized. It's to the point where Mike. It's to the point where as I was watching it, I was thinking, you know what? You could die. And oh, by the way, you can create a, what do they call them? Little images, cartoon images, an avatar of yourself, and it will build the one for you, not one that looks like you, but it will build
one
off
that looks
you
like you.
It's incredible. So, but I'm saying, Mike, you could die, and let's say you're dead, and your kids still want to ask you a question.
Oh my God!
And they didn't get into this, but it's going in my head. You would be able to answer kind of the way you would answer, even though you're dead.
With your voice?
With your voice and everything. Yeah.
Wow.
That can be done.
Surprise me. Yeah, because it's basically Apple Intelligence helps you. It'll also help you write, express yourself, and get things done.
This is incredible too. You can
becoming a brand new standard.
You write an email. It'll take your email and it'll correct it. It'll give you 3 different versions that you can pick. You can say, this is incredible. It is really mind blowing. So we'll see what happens when it comes out, but.
And some of the other things too, like I was checking to see, because obviously in the fall, there's always certain models that are cut off to what will allow the update.
Yeah.
So I did see my watch and my MacBook Pro. Those are my oldest things. They just made the cut because my watch is Series 6.
Yeah, mine too.
What you have, if you go on the site, and then under each thing, if you click on Explore the
it'll
preview,
tell
it
you
shows you in there.
what qualifies. Yeah.
The Apple TV programming, some of in the beginning, it showed like some of the shows. I tell you, I haven't been looking at a lot of those.
Some of these shows I didn't even know existed. Yeah.
The intro was neat. Did you see the intro when they come out of the plane?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna cut this short, Mike, just because you and I are.
Yeah, we'll be here till 9:00.
Listen, we're obsessed. I could talk to you all day long about this, and people would be like, "Shut these two up," because I really am a junkie when it comes to anything Apple. So that's all I'm saying, Mike. It is impressive. I feel like I'm as impressed as you are.
Yep, and So the one thing I do want to say, there's a lot of good things, but I'm excited about the Mac with the Sequoia, because one of the things they talked about is iPhone mirroring. So you could actually,
that's cool too.
In the computer, you could actually access your phone, do these modifications. Clean up
your phone. You can do it and everything. Yeah, I think that looks cool too.
When you're doing it.
Yeah. Also, the iPhone will be able to scratch your back. The part that you can't reach, it'll get there.
Nagel messaging in this morning.
It's unbelievable.
Nagel messaging in this morning.
I am a geek when it comes to this stuff. Thank you.
New on the iPhone 16 Pro, AI extortion.
Mike, have a wonderful day. We're going to be dreaming of the fall very soon. So.
That's right.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
I want to just share with you a little bit. Somebody said to me yesterday, how do you handle all the nasty things that are being said about you which happens all the time, right? Somebody doesn't agree with us, they'll like rip into us.
Yeah.
We're getting this from Katie Aiello, the council person in Utica, all of a sudden. I thought we've been very, very fair to her, extremely fair to her, even during the debacle of the Complete Streets and that whole introduction and how that all went down was just terrible. But now, of course, we don't agree with what I feel the ugliness that has become that Franklin Square area in that alleyway, which looks like something out of a gaudy kids' play yard, and gaudy being the key word. It looks awful, in my opinion.
I think gaudy is giving it too much credit.
But somebody did say, and this is what they said. Listen, does it bother you all the things she's saying? I'm like, no, I don't even look at it. Number one, number two, and then they said this was somewhat critical. You have a strong opinion. You say it's ugly, and you don't even have a business or basically do anything down there for the most part.
I do.
And you do, however, but I don't. And my answer to that is, but I have to drive by it, and it's just my opinion. I would like to know, what do people, not you, Andrew, but others who are down
and for
there.
the record, I don't own that space. It's my broker's, but I work down there.
Have businesses down there. And Doug is one of the co-owners of Need, K-N-E-A-D, clever, Need to Eat Bakery, and very popular place, and they do a tremendous job.
Breakfasts, lunch, pastries, oh boy.
So he is a downtown business owner over there, and I would like to know what he thinks. Doug is on the line right now. Doug, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
How are you?
If you're,
good.
I want to say, Doug, listen. If you're mad at me because I called it ugly, please don't take my opinion. It is only my opinion. Please don't take it personally.
Look, we've been in Franklin Square for 10 years, going on 10 years.
Yeah.
And we have done numerous events, successful events in that alley. We've done yoga in the square. We've done movies at night. We've done partnered with Made in Utica and did the downtown get down in there.
Yeah.
And all of those events have been great. Early on, when I first opened the business in Franklin Square, I advocated to do something different with it. I think they had a group of people that had meetings up at the Utica Public Library.
Mm-hmm.
And my idea was definitely the walls need something done because there was debris falling off of it, bricks were falling down. It was dangerous. So grateful that they got the walls fixed and repaired. But my other idea was make it a public space that is warm and welcoming, because you have the hotel behind us, which is a huge draw for us, and it's people that come from around the world here.
Yeah, and by the way, if I can interject, a hotel that was there and really has set the decor for the entire space.
It's been totally revitalized.
It is a beautiful building, and that becomes very important, I think, when decorating that alleyway. Just my opinion. So.
Yeah, because it's the first thing somebody sees if they walk out that side of the building.
You start with your base, which would be Hotel Utica, and you build around it to complement it. That's just my opinion. Sorry, Doug. I'm sorry.
We've had thousands of people come through this business, and a lot of them are from out of town. And the two things they ask us always is, what can we do downtown, and where's their shopping downtown?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two things we constantly get asked. And we don't have shopping downtown, really.
Right.
So in terms of the alley, I just think that originally my idea was, you know what, we have a lot of local artists come together. This is what I advocated for in the beginning. A lot of local graffiti artists come together and put together some type of mural that we can put in the alley. Why couldn't we just mimic what we did in Liberty Square with the benches and the seating, and put that in there? Have farmers markets in there. Have things that are going to draw people downtown. Have events and things like that, live music. All these things that I go to other cities and see. Like New York City, I look at a lot of Bryant Park and see what they've done there. I mean, it's literally a space where people go and they get together and they communicate. And
Doug,
and
do you know they're comparing what is currently done there to New York City? They're saying it's just like New York City. I'm like, in
No.
what
I've lived in
planet?
New York City 10 years, and I've lived in New York City for 10 years, and I've never seen
Anything like that. No,
like
I
said,
agree.
Bryant Park. You go to Washington Square Park.
Mm-hmm.
All these places have benches and picnic and tables and spaces where people can go and get together. And I honestly just don't see it in the alley.
No, that green is so
And if we were going
ugly.
to do a mural of upstate,
Yeah.
why didn't we paint a mural of New York State with the canal running through it? Why didn't we do something along the lines of that? It's not a space that's functional.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Number one, there are
And
panels.
the green.
There are panels that are falling off right now, and they look like they're going to come down again. But
The other day there was, I don't know, rice thrown all over with
I
clothes
saw
all over.
that.
We
Yeah.
get a lot of homeless people in the alley that sleep there, or they hang out in there because they have no place to go. Actually, there's some guy laying in the alley right now.
God, how could he lay
It's
on
so
that?
uncomfortable with the broken glass and the.
Yeah.
So, Doug, I called it ugly.
And I just want
And
to
I'm
say,
sorry.
too, and it's not the alley. It extends out to the front area where
It
they
does.
put that water garden with the fence.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the purpose of that? It's overgrown. There's always garbage in it. It doesn't look appealing. This is the entrance to the city. It needs to look good.
Yeah.
And there, you know what? No one ever came to us and said, "Hey, what are your thoughts about the alley, or what are your thoughts about the front? With the fountain that doesn't work, or all these things that people, as they enter downtown, they need to see,
And here's the thing too. I think a part like that is supposed to complement or blend or fit in, and the colors and the way that it looks, it just sticks out.
Well,
and it's not in a good way either.
Again,
It's just not.
If you look at the businesses, like Need to Eat and River Hills and Nancy Ford, and those are all brick buildings. And then you look which complement the base being Hotel Utica. So why would you have this weird looking alleyway that sticks out like a sore thumb that doesn't look inviting and pleasing and pleasing to the eye? I mean, it just and here's the problem is once it's done, I think we as community members, as legislators, as council people, whatever role you play, you have to be confident enough in yourself to say, yep, we missed it on this one.
Yeah.
We're going to fix it and we're going to get it right. Instead, and I'll ask you about this, Doug, instead, Katie's kind of she's doing the double down, and everybody's attack. It's not about the project anymore. It's about her. That I'm criticizing her. I'm not. I'm criticizing what I'm looking at, and that is that green mess that is
The thing is,
in
at
the
the
alleyway.
end of the day, you have to remove feelings, and you have to remove. It's an attack against nobody. It's what works for the public space for the general public.
That's correct.
What do you want to draw to that area? And like I said, we've hosted numerous events that have brought hundreds of people to that alley, and most of them say, "I've never even knew that this was here before." So I think that conceptually, I think that it would have been better if it was a green space. I also thought about a sculpture in the middle with seating and tables.
Sure.
So people that go out on lunch want to get outside in the summer because we have a very limited season. And it's honestly every day I leave here and I go up to Liberty Corner to leave to go home. And I say, this is so wonderful because people are sitting in there, running through the water fountain, looking at the mural. Those are the things that you want to draw people downtown.
And I got to say, I would love to take food from your place. And if you bring in the canvas structures where, I mean, you know what I'm talking about in New York City or wherever you travel. They create, if you take down everything they put up, it would just look like an empty alleyway. But you put up some protecting from the weather, from the rain,
things like that,
and you do it right. You do it with canvas and the piping, so it looks nice,
Right.
and that would be a great area for people.
Right. When you go to bigger cities, you see the signs, welcome, they're painted, welcome to Buffalo, New York, or welcome to thing. I thought maybe something in the alley that was reflective of the area, welcome to Utica, New York, because you have people, like I said, that stay at the Delta, they stay at
Sure.
Doubletree, and they travel from around the world. And, you want things like that.
Yeah.
Because it becomes, we're such a society of, take photos, upload them, and this is what people do. And people like to take selfies in spaces like that.
Well, and Nancy Ford will tell you that she's taken dozens and dozens and dozens of wedding photos in there.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
And now you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't want to do it. I mean, can you imagine that?
And you
backdrop?
can't do yoga on that surface.
No.
No.
All right.
No.
I mean, and Doug, I'm going to say this. If somebody came in and you had a special dessert that you were serving, and every customer after customer came in and said, I don't, there's something about it isn't working for me, and then the sales dropped. You don't take that personally. By the way, that's probably never happened to you. I understand. But you wouldn't take it personally. You'd be like, all right, what do I have to do to make this thing
I
sell?
change this, yeah.
But yeah, like anything new that we do, we run it on special, and then that determines if we're going to
test it. Yeah.
permanently keep it.
Yeah.
All
right. Well, again, I think you feel the same way I do. This is not personal against Katie Aiello at all. But
No,
it is just not good.
Yeah, it's just not a functional space for anybody.
Yeah. All right.
Well, one of the things I'm glad you kept on the menu is the grilled cheese with the pulled pork. Oh, boy, that is so good. God, I want one of those right now.
You can do so much with a grilled cheese sandwich today. It's unbelievable. All right, Doug, thank you. And
Have a good day, guys.
For those interested, you want a nice lunch and an eyesore? No. If you want a nice lunch, and they're seating right outside in front
out front of Need
their,
to Eat, yes.
Their restaurant. Need, Knead, to eat in Franklin Square, downtown Utica. Check it out. Doug, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Just for the record,
I didn't know where he was going to go on that.
Yeah.
Except I'm going to tell you this. I knew because no one could look at that and say, I really like it. I think it looks kind of good.
It really makes me happy to have my business down there. My customers see.
No one could ever look at that and say, I love it. Yeah. Except for a few people that are trying to defend her. And again, this isn't about her. Did she make it? I don't think so. I mean, I don't think she went out there and laid the glass down.
I don't know who designed it.
I don't know either.
Maybe if she designed it, then,
Awful, though. Just terrible.
Wayne saying, when the fountain worked, the homeless were bathing there, so they don't fix it.
So I understand the homeless problem. I do get that. But should we just... Now, what you'll find in a lot of cities is they'll create... Like on a brick, there's a wall that's maybe about 3 feet high. People would sit on it, whether it be a homeless person or just a regular person. So they create these sharp bumps. They're metal or steel bumps where you can't sit
Makes it
on
uncomfortable.
Well, it would be uncomfortable. It's not going to hurt
Unless you're
you.
Cliff Crandall, he'll lay on it.
Maybe. That's right. He'll walk across it.
Yeah, seriously.
But there are a lot of things that you can do, but we shouldn't just give up. Well, you know what? Homeless people were getting in there and doing A, B, and C. Well, let's find a way to get rid of that. Find a new place for them. Hopefully a shelter where they're safe and all of that. But the reality is this is not the answer.
No.
Sorry. And it's not personal. That's the thing I don't understand. Why does everything have to be... I do not want to generalize, but there is an element of a demographic. I'm going to say that. Not all... These would be what? X, A, Y, what are these?
Z or millennial.
I do not believe that the majority of those younger people are to be classified as whiners, and they're always the victim. They can't take criticism because I think there are a lot who have been brought up to the point where they understand I'm going to accept responsibility. But there is a small element that acts like this, and it's to me inexcusable. I mean, at some point, you got to grow up and realize I can take criticism. Somebody said they don't like A, B, and C, then I got to take a look at it maybe. And not think that it's automatically go to the point where it's personal. They're attacking me. No. We're attacking the mess that's been created in that alleyway. That's it.
And oh, by the way,
well, you see it that way, others don't. Okay, there are 3 people. You found 3 people that are like, yeah, I think that looks really nice. If you poll, I would put money up. If you were to do a fair scientific poll, have people look at that alleyway,
let's get Zagby
give it
on
thumbs up or thumbs down, I promise you, it would overwhelmingly be thumbs down.
And oh, by the way, Katie, when you made the decision and the choice to run
Did
for
you just
public
call me
office,
Katie?
no,
You're talking to her.
Talking to her. If she were to ever listen to this,
Okay.
which she does probably. If you made the conscious effort to run for office, hold elected office, you have to be prepared that some people may be critical of decisions that you're a part of. And it's not personal.
Which is not personal. It's like we don't agree with.
I mean, you're the one
this.
that always talks about public comment and how people should go to the council meetings and give their opinions on things. Well, sometimes they're not always going to be in favor of things that you support. And that's part of public office.
And now, Davey, we're going to do Jamaica's free money question of the day. It's a chance for you to win. Davey said earlier, $250.
Smackers is what he said. He said,
all right,
smackers.
and then we'll do the potential for making more or making something with Londro Lottery.
Love
as
it.
my mom enters the picture here. Okay, Davey, what caller number are you looking for?
Caller 7.
Caller 7 right now. 315-736-0186. The 7th caller through the lines. You have a chance to win $250 in cash, plus another $125. All through Habaika Law Firm. Joseph and Andrew Habaika at 315-724-1600. Wayne, before I break, I'm going to give you a chance here to pipe in. Go ahead.
Is this alleyway thing, is it comparable to, like, say you're getting ready to go out to a wedding or you're going to an event, right? And your wife looks at you and says, you're not wearing that. You're not wearing that at all.
No.
You better change up. You're not making me
That
look
is
bad.
exactly. I am not
Excellent.
walking into that venue with you looking like that.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yes,
You
you're
definitely
absolutely
are not
right.
gonna
It's
do
what
that
it
to me.
is. It's exactly what it is.
All right,
Exactly.
because I'm understanding you now.
See, you get it now. You get it.
I'm feeling it.
My wife has 2 phrases that she uses often with me. Take it off and dig it up and start over. Those 2
Nope.
phrases.
My mom used to say to my dad, nope, you're not wearing that. So
Yep.
you better let me look through what you got because you're not wearing that.
Yeah.
Throw it out.
My wife,
one.
my wife's
Throw
so,
it out.
My wife is so bad. She's like, you're not wearing those shoes with that outfit. It's like, are you freaking kidding me? There's nothing
You don't
wrong
take
with
it
these
personal,
shoes.
right?
Yeah.
But you don't take it. I mean, you really don't. You do in a way, but you don't take it personal. You do it and you go on with. You
I'm
go on with it.
trying to make a statement. Packs and a suit. Packs and a suit. What's so wrong about that?
Throw it out.
In the 50s. I wore this in the 50s. It was fine.
That's right. All right, Wayne. Thank you, man.
Later, guys.
Have a great day.
All right, Wayne.
All right, we'll do Habaika's free money question coming up next and get my mom into the picture with Londra Lottery coming up at WIBX.
Why do so many dogs suffer from weight issues, skin problems, and low energy? It could be the popular dog food you put in their bowl each day. Veterinarian Dr. Marty created Nature's Blend, made with wholesome ingredients like premium meats, seeds, vegetables, and fruit. Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend, plus receive a free pack of our best-selling beef liver dog treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Text DEAL to 511-511. All dogs are unique. Your dog's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey everyone, it's Lisa from Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and now in Clinton. Summer is here, which means it's time to really buckle down and stay committed. But I know the beach is calling. I'm here to tell you that our 30-minute workouts are quick and effective, so you can still have time to enjoy the sun and the barbecues with family and friends. Try us out for free. Start living your best life with me and my amazing team at Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and in Clinton.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team now. Whitesboro is a leading school system in central New York with 7 schools, 3,100 students, and a 92% graduation rate. You can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get pay that's based on your experience, great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro. Ready to hit the road with confidence this summer? Look no further than Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your one-stop shop for top quality tires at unbeatable prices. At Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, we believe that safety and savings go hand in hand. That's why we offer the best prices up front on top brands including Summit, Nokia, Bridgestone, and more. With Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, you'll drive away with peace of mind and money in your pocket. Locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
The Memorial Day deals are at Mattress Express. Take up to 60 months to pay with no money down for anything in the store for qualified buyers. Then save up to $800 on Stern sets, $800 on Purple sets, $500 on Sealy, and $500 on Tempur-Pedic. Only at Mattress Express.
Discover the hidden treasures at the Potting Shed Antiques Grand Estate Sale. Join us at 179 Main Street in Whitesboro on June 13th, 14th, and 15th. Explore 8,700 square feet packed with antique furniture, modern pieces, stunning artwork, massive train sets, slot machines, pinball machines, fine china, tools, and so much more. Don't miss out on these incredible finds. Visit the Potting Shed Antiques website for all the details. The Potting Shed Antiques Estate Sale, June 13th, 14th, and 15th. See you there.
If spring allergies keep you trapped inside, then you need Navage Nasal Care to keep you breathing clearly and enjoying all the beauties of spring. Navage helps clear nasal passages that are often clogged because of seasonal allergies. Navage gently flushes a pure, refreshing saline solution through your nasal passages to clear out congestion, sucking out that springtime pollen and other irritants trapped in your nose. Navage is available online at Navage.com or in stores at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, Navage.
Replacing your roof isn't a decision you take lightly. You want industry standards met with affordable options and a crew who knows how important a sound roof is to you and your family. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing is your hometown roofers with deep roots in our community. Padula Roofers specialize in residential roofing projects. They're a GAF certified master elite roofing contractor who keeps their standards above the rest. Call 315-733-1564 to find out more about their Roofs for Troops mail-in rebate. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing, your hometown roofers.
America's infrastructure is ancient and crumbling. Crooked politicians pocket the funds meant to keep you safe and to power your home. Where does that leave you? In the dark. Or you could keep the lights on with the Grid Doctor 300 solar power generator from MyPatriotSupply.com. My Patriot Supply has helped millions of American families prepare for emergencies, and power outages are emergencies. The Grid Doctor 300 lasts longer and runs stronger. Connect it to solar panels, your car, or a power block or wall to charge it. Not only does this generator charge quickly, but you can use it while it charges. Multiple power ports mean no device is left behind. Run phones, fans, CPAP machines, even mini refrigerators. It's easy to use. Unleash power for all, from kids to grandparents. Protect your family with reliable power. Get the Grid Doctor 300 and save $50, plus get free shipping at MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hey, if you want to see a TV show about local real estate, it's on TV right now. It's called Sold in upstate New York.
And then along comes Katie.
River Hills Properties is the #1 independent real estate agency in all of upstate New York. They have a new TV show called Sold in upstate New York. It airs Saturdays at 2 p.m. on WPNY, Sundays on Fox at 8 a.m. and 11 p.m. Check it out. This week, another look at that place up on Hinckley Lake.
Beautiful.
It is just unbelievable. I mean, we have some beautiful real estate in this area. If you're looking for somebody to help you sell your home, why not choose a partner? It's River Hills, with offices in Barneville, Little Falls, Rome, and Utica. They just do more, including your listing agent is there every time the house is shown. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties, and check out the TV show called Sold in upstate New York. On the line right now, along comes Mary from Marcy.
Are you serious?
It is true.
That's why we played that.
Hello, Mary. We played a song for you.
Good morning.
Just for you.
Good morning. So you realize today you have a special opportunity this week, all week long. We call it Hobica Bonus Week.
Yeah,
I just started calling it that. The Hobica Law Firm, Joseph and Andrew Hobica, giving you a chance to win cash. And today, the number is $250.
Oh yeah,
nice.
And then in addition to that, you have a chance of winning another $125. So there's money to be had here. Are you ready?
Your range is 125 to 375, essentially.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
isn't that nice? Yeah. Okay, are you ready to go? Are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
Okay, Mary, here we go. Here is your question. You have 7 seconds to answer. Here we go. Name Europe's second longest river. Ready, go.
Okay, longest river. The river. Thames River.
Which one did you go with?
The Thames River.
The answer is Danube. The Danube.
The Danube.
The Danube. So it was a common one you could have thrown out.
Darn it.
Volga is the first longest, which I think is a river that goes through Russia, I think. But the second, and then goes in and starts at Russia. I don't know. That's the longest. I don't know anything about this, to be honest. I don't even know. This question is, I think this
it was a listener submitted.
This is a
question.
terrible question, right? Who's going to get this?
Good thing she still has a chance.
I had the answer to yesterday's question. Darn
Yeah,
it.
we've had some really good. I mean, the last couple of days we've had some totally
Very easy
doable
ones,
questions.
yeah.
All right, are you ready to take a shot at? So you lose out on the $250. Are you ready to take a shot at $125?
Yes, the gentleman won it yesterday, right?
He
won
won yesterday. So here we go. I'm going to bring in my mom, whose name also is Mary Ann. Mom, good morning.
Good morning, Mrs. Keeler.
Say
Good
hi.
morning, Mary Ann. Good morning, Mary Ann. Good luck.
Good morning. Everybody's saying good morning. There we go.
Good morning.
Okay, Mom, are you ready? You've placed. There we go. She's turning it around.
dumped 'em in.
We got to have her pick the numbers first. So,
Okay.
Mary, if you could, we need three numbers between 1 and 30.
I'll take number 5,
Okay.
number 14, and number 24, please.
Okay, Mom, away you
Good
go.
spread.
Let's
Okay.
turn that dryer on and pull out 3. Not only has she awakened everyone in the house, but the neighbors as well.
Number 10,
Number 10.
number 7,
Number 7. Okay.
ooh, and number 21. Oh,
So
darn it.
close on a couple fronts.
Well, okay, Mom. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Okay.
Okay, thank
Thanks
you,
so
Mary.
much. And then, Mary, we are going to get you. Don't go away here empty-handed. We're going to give you the all-in-one food and fun card.
Yep.
It is a $25 gift card, which is good at Aquavino or Taylor and the Cook, Cookies. Also, they have a wonderful brunch at Babe's on Saturdays and
they
Sundays that you want to check out. That would work towards that as well. So stand by. Davey's going to help you. And then also, Davey, throw in a throwback WIBX T-shirt. All right?
Oh, thank you so much.
All right, you stand by, and Davey has you
Thank
covered.
you.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
You too.
Thank
Don't
you.
go anywhere. Davey's got you there. The numbers were 5, 14, and 24 is what she picked. The numbers selected 10, 7, and 21. You know how many years my mother waited to have her washer and dryer upstairs on the same level floor? How important is that when you're selling real estate?
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's a definite convenience.
Let's see. We're going to switch gears and talk with Samantha Colosimo Testa. She is a council person on the Common Council in Utica. And as she knows, me and Andrew both have been in the crosshairs of Katie Aiello, who's just not pleased with us, although all we really did was disagree.
Sorry.
And Samantha's on the line right now. Samantha Colosimo Testa, good morning.
Good morning. I almost hung up the phone because you almost called me Celeste.
You did.
I did.
did almost call her still alive. I wasn't going to say anything in the attempt that maybe Samantha didn't hear it, but that's okay.
But I may have
Amanda.
just for the record, that never crossed my mind. Just so you know.
Happens.
Well, I'm going to make a Facebook reel about it tomorrow. So if you got it.
Good. I love the publicity
with text messages.
All right. Listen, you can't put lipstick on a pig. I mean, you can, but it's obvious.
People will see it for what it is.
And that is what I feel about this. I mean, Samantha, you have known me to be very honest, and I don't say and I'm going to tell you, I'm not making crap up just to get a rise out of somebody. I'm just saying this looks awful. Do you agree?
I mean, here's the thing, and I've been kind of going back and forth trying to catch up on what's going on with the whole controversy in between what's been said, what hasn't been said. But one of my biggest gripes with all this, and it's been with quite a bit of the ARPA projects and a lot of things that happened in the city over the past couple of years. So in that corridor, that's considered scenic and historic. And there are design guidelines that you have to follow.
Oh.
This never went through scenic and historic and never went through any of those design guidelines because I would think that, trying to keep in the continuation of what that area actually looks like, I don't think that would have been approved if they had to go in front of the board.
See, that's interesting.
We expect homeowners. We expect homeowners. We expect business owners.
Yeah.
We expect everybody to follow the laws that we have in the books. Yeah, as a municipality, we found it not necessary to follow those same design guidelines. I mean, that's a serious problem that I've had with a lot of the things that have happened, because I don't think that you would have seen that design look like that had they followed what was on the books and spending money in the city in regards to that.
It's interesting because one of her biggest supporters of the alley is on social media every 5 seconds attacking people for destroying the historical integrity of buildings across the city. So that's interesting that you bring that up.
Well, and that's the thing. And I had messaged Brian Thomas, who's the head of urban and economic development, and I just wanted to verify because I look at the agendas that Scenic and Historic puts out, and again, this was not put on any agenda. I mean, the whoever designed it did not apply for an application. And again, even when the city does something, it should be up to them to take the responsibility to say, hey, listen, we've implemented these. We just went through the whole redesign of the zoning code not too long ago. That, in my opinion, it still needs to be worked on, and it probably shouldn't have been passed in the final form that it was in. But they spent how much money? I think it was like a couple $100,000 to redo the zoning code through a grant, and I could be wrong on that.
Yeah.
I think it was like 60 or whatever, but. They spent this money, trying to find design guidelines throughout the city so that areas match one another. And, this was something that they didn't feel that was necessary to look at. So,
I want to read, if you don't mind. This is Mike saying, Katie is a council, and I want your opinion on this, Samantha. Katie, as a council person, needs to understand service above self. If her constituency is unhappy with what appears to be an easily solved problem, she needs to respond without it being a personal slight. And this,
I see the victim card being played quite often by Katie, and again, I think you mentioned it on the radio. Like, I've been part of quite a bit of controversy throughout the city, whether it was brought upon myself or something I was defending or advocating for. I think that has to come to the realization that you're not attacking me personally, but it's my opinion, but I put myself out there in order to have to respond to you, whether I agree with your opinion or not. And I feel like the victim card has been played quite a bit over the past couple of years in regards to this. And sometimes, like you said, I mean, look at the complete streets or the genocide. I don't even want to call it the complete streets.
That was a debacle, the way that all was laid out. It was terrible.
So to this day, I mean, they still defend that. Like, that was something good that they did. And Andrew, I actually sent you those numbers last week that I received from UPD in regards to the trial. And they had stated throughout, the past several, couple of years now or several months that what happened on Genesee Street was for the safety of pedestrians and vehicles. And the numbers that I showed Andrew showed that during that time frame, what was there, 35 accidents
Yeah,
compared
so
to like 22, 25.
Versus how many normally?
Well, so 2020 was 22, 2021 29, and then there was a dip in 22 to 27.
Okay, so it's kind of
2023 is 35.
So the 35, though, I wonder, was it because of snow, ice, or are they attributing it to this traffic pattern?
So I only did it from Bleecker Street to Court Street.
Okay.
So it's literally just through the
Okay,
through
all right.
that duration, and it was done from the time frame that Complete Streets was started to the time frame that Complete Streets was ended.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, if you get into the nitty gritty of what the accidents were, or so on and so forth, you would find that those numbers were still higher.
Oh,
in
yeah.
comparison
So
to other years.
I was looking at the other chart you sent me. So there was a huge spike from April and May to June of 2023 from 2 to 6.
Okay.
So, I mean, and that goes to say there wasn't less accidents. I mean, that was kind of the point I was trying to make, that, you know, there's a lot of misinformation.
Right.
There was more. If,
Right.
you know,
and they were saying there were going to be fewer because of the traffic pattern.
Right, and that's part of the problem that I've had over the past couple of years, is trying to combat the misinformation that they give out to people. You know, and even going back to, again, the council people were only supposed to get $200,000 allocated for the area, and you notice this with a lot of ARPA projects. The project in Franklin Square cost upward to $500,000, when originally only $2 was supposed to be allocated for that. So you notice that certain council people spent a lot more money than the monies in the funds that they were allocated for.
You said that alley cost $500,000?
Well, not just the alley, but Franklin Square.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it was the alley. It's at the Franklin Square alley, and that's.
You're saying the alley? I'm going to repeat, Andrew. You're saying the alley cost $500,000?
So if you look at the article that Rob Palmieri had put out in his last one of his press releases, you will see, and maybe he was misquoted on this, but let me pull up this article really
You got to
quick.
send it to me now, because I got to look into that. If that's the case, wow.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. So he stated that he gave the council people each. Hang on one second. Franklin Square Alley Reimagined, and if you go to here it is. No, that's Liberty Bell Park. Oh, okay. I gotta get it, and I'll send you the article. But in the article, it stated that the Franklin Square Alley, and they did a press release on this. And Andrew, you can Google it. Just Google Franklin Square Alley.
Okay, yeah. So Franklin, this is from the City of Utica website. Franklin Square Alley Reimagined.
Reimagined. Yeah,
yes,
that's it.
The ARPA allocation was originally $200,000, but the project in total has reached closer to $400,000. The mayor agreed to put extra resources into the project because it can be a critical space and distinctive feature in Utica's downtown. Well, the distinctive feature, that part of it's correct. The alley will take on a theme of the Erie Canal, which is a big part of Utica's history and its downtown.
I mean, maybe the Erie Canal because part of it's blue. I have no idea what the Erie Canal had to do with any of that design. But again, if they went back to the design guidelines of what they had for scenic and historic designated for that area, you would have probably seen a different design. So, I mean, and again, that alleyway is not finished because they still have to spend money to repair, the wall and the pieces that are falling. In regards to that. So, yeah, they did.
This is Governor Kathy Hochul. I think the Franklin Square alleyway looks ugly. I'm sorry, Katie. Thank you.
Where did that come from? Where did that come from?
She's on the line.
On that note,
Speaking of somebody who knows how to waste money.
On that note, I have to break. I'm sorry, Samantha. We'll continue this conversation. Thank you.
Hey, guys. Thanks so much.
Have a great day.
All right.
Wow.
You too.
Where did that come from? Crazy. Got a break here, WIBX.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
The president is about to leave the country. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. He's on the move now and will soon fly to Europe for the second time in a week. This trip is to Italy for a summit of G7 countries that'll focus a lot on helping Ukraine fend off Russia's invasion.
G7 leaders are going to consider tapping $300 billion worth of frozen Russian assets. There are reportedly divisions among the countries over whether they should use the funds themselves or just the interest. And it was a topic of discussion during the president's trip to Normandy.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich in Italy.
There are some other challenges to discuss, including trade imbalances with China, threats posed by AI, and developmental issues in Africa.
8 terror suspects believed to have ties to ISIS have been arrested in New York, Philadelphia, and L.A. They're all from Tajikistan, which borders Afghanistan and China, and all entered the U.S. illegally, crossing over from Mexico.
The crisis on the border is totally created by Joe Biden.
That's Sam Brown blaming the president after the Republican won a Senate primary in Nevada. Brown's a retired Army captain who had a Trump endorsement. He'll try to unseat Democratic Senator Jackie Rosen in November. In Washington, the president heard this 4 more years chant from gun safety activists.
Who in God's name needs a magazine which can hold 200 shells? Nobody, that's right.
President Biden also again proposed a ban on so-called assault weapons as well as expanded background checks. He did not say anything about his son Hunter being convicted earlier in the day on federal charges of illegally buying a gun as an illegal drug user.
Judge Noreika said sentencing will happen roughly in about 4 months, probably somewhere in the October timeframe. She didn't give a date. He could get up to 25 years behind bars. It's unlikely because he doesn't have any prior offenses like this.
Fox's David Spunt outside the court in Wilmington, Delaware, where later in the day the president was seen hugging his son Hunter Biden, who faces a separate trial on felony and misdemeanor tax evasion charges in September. America's listening to Fox News.
Small business owners, we know finishing your to-do list can feel like climbing a mountain, but that mountain is also covered in banana peels. Then when something new gets added to your list, you're like, nope, I'm already climbing this huge super slippery banana peel mountain of a to-do list. At Progressive, we don't want to make your day any harder. That's why we make it easy to manage your policy on our mobile app. So climbing that banana peel mountain feels more like a leisurely stroll. See if you can save on commercial auto insurance in as little as 7 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
You know, since 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation has been committed to supporting our nation's first responders and veterans. They support America's heroes like U.S. Army Major Jonathan Turnbull. Now, Major Turnbull sustained devastating injuries at the hands of an ISIS suicide bomber. Tunnel to Towers gave him a specially adapted smart home designed for his needs. Join Tunnel to Towers. They're hoping all of us will donate $11 a month so this great work continues. Their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Qatar for talks right now after stops in Egypt and Israel continuing to push for a ceasefire to stop the war in Gaza. But it may go nowhere again. Israel considers Hamas's response a rejection, claiming the Palestinian militants changed the most meaningful provisions, which Hamas denies. Both sides are once again accused of war crimes.
These allegations come from 2 UN inquiries into the early stages of the war. One says what it calls the immense scale of civilian death in Gaza means Israel's actions were a crime against humanity and accuses Israel of using starvation as a weapon of war. The parallel report focuses on what Hamas did on October 7th, mass killings and a pattern of sexual violence. It also accuses the Palestinian group of mistreating civilians and details the taking of Israeli hostages. Israel does not cooperate with the commission and called the report outrageous and repugnant. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
One person's dead in Atlanta after a hostage drama on a bus that was hijacked after a shooting in a mall food court that left 3 people wounded. Police chased the bus, finally stopped it, taking the man into custody. Later this hour, we'll get an inflation update expected to show a slight increase in consumer prices last month from April.
The expectations are 3.4% as that headline number year over year, but I'm wondering if it's going to be a little bit stickier just because of the shelter component. Rents have really not eased. Rent is a big issue. 70% of that report is shelter.
Fox Business Network Cheryl Cassoni, that report. And what the Federal Reserve Chairman says about interest rates later today as they keep holding off cutting them could move the stock market. For now, futures are rising the day after the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 closed at record highs. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 8:05. I'm Andrew Derminio. It's 58 degrees under cloudy skies, but it will warm up and clear up. Your full forecast in minutes. This update brought to you by John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories in Oriskany Falls. For all your mobile home needs, it's worth the trip. Go to johnsmobilehomeparts.com for more info. With just days until voters head to the polls, the candidates in the 22nd Congressional District primary are working hard to build support. Last night, Democrats Sarah Clee Hood and John Mannion took part in a debate at Syracuse University's S.I. Newhouse School of Public Communications. Among the issues they talked about included Social Security and Medicare and U.S. aid to Israel and Ukraine. Whoever wins this Tuesday's primary will challenge Republican Congressman Brandon Williams in November. Cazenovia residents are being urged to keep an eye out on rabid animals in their community, and it serves as a reminder to all to beware of rabid animals. Recently, a woodchuck tested positive for the illness after attacking a cat who was unvaccinated that sadly had to be put down. Madison County Public Health recommends people stay away from animals that are acting strangely and to make sure their own pets are protected from rabies. Anyone who is scratched or bitten by wild animals need to report it by calling 315-366-2526. The New York State Department of Motor Vehicles is announcing the launch of the New York Mobile ID program, and it's a game changer. It provides Empire State residents with a digital version of their driver's license, learner permit, or ID right on their smartphone. The TSA even says New York Mobile ID will be accepted at airport security checkpoints so people can quickly verify their identities. To download the app, you can go to the App Store or Google Play. Governor Kathy Hochul is highlighting drone technology for spotting sharks in waters off beaches in New York State. Hochul posted a video online of drones that will fly over beaches. There are 40 people trained on how to deploy the drones that will send real-time images of the water to lifeguards. There were a handful of shark-human encounters off Long Island and New York City beaches last year. And Oriskany Central School District has retired the Redskin mascot in favor of a new one, which was voted upon by the community. The district will now be known as the Skyhawks, pending approval from the school board. The reason the district changed its mascot was because of a mandate from New York State that said districts using indigenous people as mascots would lose state financial aid. The name Skyhawk has historical ties to Oriskany, as it's the name of a Douglas A-4 fighter jet that was aboard the USS Oriskany. That jet is now on the village green. The school board will make the name official at its next meeting on June 18th. It is 8:08. Your weather forecast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net. Today, expect cloudy skies this morning, then partly sunny skies in the afternoon. We'll see a high in the mid-70s. Overnight, we'll see partly cloudy skies with a low around 50. Then tomorrow, gorgeous, mostly sunny with a high in the mid-80s. The weekend looking pretty good for Father's Day as well. Saturday and Sunday, temperatures will be in the mid to upper 70s under sunny skies. Right now, we're at 58 degrees under cloudy skies at 8:08. Sports brought to you by IBEW Utica 43 local contractors. The NBA Finals continue tonight as the Mavericks host the Boston Celtics for Game 3 at the American Airlines Center. The Celtics hold a 2-0 series lead after taking both games in Beantown to begin the finals. The Oilers will fight to avoid a major deficit in the Stanley Cup final Thursday. The team faces off against the Panthers in Edmonton for Game 3 at Rogers Place. The Oilers are coming off a 4-1 loss in Game 2 and trail the best-of-7 series 2-0. The Giants are expecting to have their starting quarterback for the beginning of training camp. Head coach Brian Daboll confirmed Tuesday that he expects all injured players, including Daniel Jones, to be ready for the first practice on July 24th. The 27-year-old is coming off a torn ACL in his right knee. The Jets were without a couple of important players for their mandatory minicamp. Veteran quarterback Aaron Rodgers and edge rusher Hassan Reddick will not be reporting for unexcused reasons and are subject to fines. Reddick wants a new contract. That's why he's missing out. Head coach Robert Salas said he spoke with Rodgers before OTA started and confirmed he communicated an event he had that was very important to him. New York signal caller, has been a full participant during practices for the 3 weeks of OTAs. The Mets came up short in their series opener against the Marlins after falling 4-2 at Citi Field, and the Yankees dominated their way to a third straight victory after blowing out the Royals 10-1 at Kauffman Stadium. Both teams will continue their series tonight. The Mets will host the Marlins in Queens, and the Yankees will be in Kansas City. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM, news time, 8:10.
All right, we have a bunch to get to here. Coming up, we'll speak with Guy Benson, who was on WIBX 6 till 9 o'clock every weeknight. Ryan Noble's up a little later on. We'll get to all that coming up at WIBX.
Flag Day is June 14th, and the Frigo Agency and NYCM Insurance are celebrating with a flag exchange. Show your patriotism by flying a beautiful new American flag. Bring in your old, worn-out American flag to the Frigo Agency, 136 Clinton Road, Route 12B in New Hartford on Thursday, June 13th and Friday, June 14th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and exchange it for a brand new one. They'll handle the proper, respectful disposal of the worn flags. Don't have a flag? Just stop in and they'll give you one. While supplies last, one per household, please.
The Utica Center for Development wants you to join the City of Utica's Independence Day Parade, sponsored by Mastrovito Hyundai. Register for the parade, have fun, build a float, or just walk and show community support on July 4th. To register for the parade or to be a vendor for the 4th of July party in the park, sign up today at ucdevelopment.org. The City of Utica parades are brought to you by the Utica Center for Development, Mastrovito Hyundai, Bank of Utica, and Save the Day Foundation.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Whatever happened to Tony Horton, the guy who created the revolutionary P90X?
2017, I was knocked down. A very rare type of shingles that went straight into my brain. My body was completely wasting away. I started researching everything related to building my muscle back again. That's when I learned about the potential of HMB plus vitamin D3 and what they can do when it comes to helping build new muscle.
So Tony developed high-impact protein by Power Life.
Just add 1 scoop of high-impact protein to a glass of water or your morning smoothie and enjoy the effects of that boss molecule and factory worker combination. Reshaping your body each and every day. More energy, burn more fat, and probably drop a few pounds along the way.
High-impact protein by Power Life is a tasty once-a-day powder that comes in either whey or plant protein. Go to mypowerlife.com and use code MUSCLE to save 30%. Tony even offers a 90-day guarantee. Go to mypowerlife.com or text MUSCLE to 511-511. Text MUSCLE to 511-511 today. All individuals are unique. Your results can and will vary. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
Memorial Day savings at Adirondack Home Furniture is here, and that means time to upgrade for summer. For a limited time, Adirondack Home Furniture is offering 2 years interest-free financing. They're overstocked in every department and need to make room for new pieces. Upgrade to a new sofa, dining set, bedroom set, outdoor poly furniture, and more. Adirondack Home Furniture has a large line of quality USA-made furniture from top manufacturers. You'll find something for every room, inside and out. From modern to farmhouse, rustic to transitional, with 2 years interest-free financing, free local delivery, and a professional, knowledgeable staff, you'll have your dream home in no time. Plus, their salespeople are non-commissioned, so you'll enjoy a relaxing, no-pressure experience. Celebrate Memorial Day and save big at Adirondack Home Furniture's 2 years interest-free event. Stop in today, Adirondack Home Furniture, Riverside Center in North Utica, or at AdirondackHomeFurniture.com.
If spring allergies keep you trapped inside, then you need Navage Nasal Care to keep you breathing clearly and enjoying all the beauties of spring. Navage helps clear nasal passages that are often clogged because of seasonal allergies. Navage gently flushes a pure, refreshing saline solution through your nasal passages to clear out congestion, sucking out that springtime pollen and other irritants trapped in your nose. Navage is available online at Navage.com or in stores at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, Navage.
It's the ultimate summer sell-off at Carl's Wholesale Furniture Warehouse. Price cuts up to 65% off with nothing held back. Only at Carl's Furniture, New Hartford Shopping Center.
This is Keeler in the Morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
This is Governor Kathy Hochul. Andrew, primary day is Tuesday, June 25th. Thank you, Jason, for catching that. Andrew, start getting things right.
Wow. Well, for all the criticisms I've had for Governor Hochul, she's got one for me. Oh, wow.
Did you say primary day is this coming Tuesday? Is that what you said?
So we were talking about earlier in the program the British reporter who was like Ron Burgundy. I have to blame my Ron Burgundy-isms.
You read whatever is, you'll read whatever is.
In full disclosure, we get some wire service news, and is that you or me? Wire service news, and
early voting begins Saturday, and thank you to, I know the governor was thanking Jason. She meant Jason Paulus. Thank you, Jason, for that. Catching that.
Thank you, Jason.
Very nice.
Yeah, boy.
It's nice to know the governor listens. She listens to us. I just wish she would listen to us. I mean, we've offered such advice, and she just completely...
Think of how much an easier time she'd have.
She ignores it over and over and over again. Come on. He is on the radio here at WIBX and radio stations around the world from 6 until 9 p.m. here on WIBX. And Guy Benson is on the line right now. Guy, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for coming on.
You can also see Guy on Brett Baer frequently, a part of the panel.
That is true.
Quite frequently.
So, in this crazy world we live in, crazier than I think any of us have ever witnessed before, I do want to start, just throw some things out at you if we could. And obviously the Hunter Biden case, that was a very quick, guilty verdict that came down.
It was, and I know some people were a little surprised by it because, Delaware jury, a Biden country, heavily political environment at the moment, which is all true. But I'd spoken to a number of different experts, like legal experts, on my show and on TV and that sort of thing, and they were actually split on whether this case should have been brought in the first place for various reasons, including some right-leaning people. Trey Gowdy was questioning it. I saw Lindsey Graham had questioned it, for example. Then there were others on the right saying, no, this is, of course, an appropriate prosecution. Not only did he lie in his attempt to get a gun, he got the gun. Then they illegally disposed of it. He tried to blame it on Hispanic people. And he said, oh, yeah, there were some guys, they looked illegal. And he's trying to throw the authorities off the scent, which is kind of really a gross thing to do. So there's kind of a mixed verdict among the experts on the prudential judgment of bringing this particular case against Hunter. What they all agreed on was, well, once you brought the case and you look at the facts, it is open and shut. The evidence is all there. He absolutely did it. And that's what the jury concluded in pretty short order. And so I'm not really sure it has a huge impact, politically. We could talk about some of the potential fallout down the line, how we got to this place. I really don't like this line that, this proves that no one is above the law and Biden respects the rule of law. Even the DOJ is going after his own son. I think that is really a dishonest review of what happened here. But you do have now 3 felony charges, convictions against the president's son, and another trial looming in September as well for Hunter.
Well, listen, this is a different world we live in. I recently ran a story about, if you don't mind, we can go back to the 1970s. ran a story about Billy Carter, who came up here and went even further north to Boonville, New York for the big snowmobile Winterfest weekend. And Billy got bombed and stole a police car. This is all documented and true. He stole a police car, and immediately people in the area, Democrats in the area, began getting everybody together. They went to the city of Utica. They actually intercepted and made it all go away because they knew it would be such an embarrassment for the president of the United States. Well, we don't look at things that way anymore. We're in a completely different world today. Today, it's like, who can we convict? Who can we put on trial? Doesn't matter who they are. It could be a former president, could be the president's son. So I find the comparison very interesting.
Somewhere the ghost of Ted Kennedy is also grateful.
Yes,
that he was
that's a good point. Yes.
killing people in a different era.
Yeah.
So, I think that's right. The thing that I think is also important to remember, though, here is Joe Biden really did a lot of things within his power to try to make all of this go away for Hunter Biden, not just the gun charges, but the more significant, in my mind, tax charges. There were several years where the tax charges and potential Foreign Agent Registration Act violations really intersected in a serious way with this whole family enrichment scheme of which Joe Biden was a part to some extent. He has not been truthful about that. Those key years of those apparent crimes by Hunter Biden magically were allowed to lapse. Those charges, statute of limitations expired, and so those charges will never be brought because usually statute of limitations end things unless you're Alvin Bragg and Donald Trump. There's, one little exception to that, I guess, in New York City. But those went away. Biden, the president, went on national television last year in the middle of the investigation and declared that his son had done nothing wrong, which is an extremely inappropriate thing to do. He also leaked through his aides that he was furious at the DOJ and the Attorney General for not going after Trump sooner and harder and for not defending him and his family more aggressively. So sort of the marching orders went out. They came within a whisker of giving and successfully pulling off a sweetheart deal with no accountability for Hunter on any of it, with sweeping immunity, no prison time, nothing. Really, like barely a tap on the wrist. And whistleblowers stepped forward, which sort of slowed that train down but didn't stop it. And then a federal judge in Delaware took a look at this agreement and asked a well-placed question, and the whole thing imploded. So they really tried to pull a Billy Carter here, and they almost got away with it, and then they didn't. And then they really looked. It had a major whiff of corruption and meddling. So then they realized, okay, we got to charge him with something here because this looks really bad, and this is what they came up with.
So then we can switch to of course, the former president, who, again, first of all, when I see the Biden case and they're like, can you believe he was lying? Well, of course he was lying. Yeah. He was smoking crack every 20 minutes. He'll tell you whatever he can in order to get what he wants.
They're not the most honest in that state of mind.
On the other hand, I'm somebody who doesn't, listen, I'm someone who doesn't like anyone right now, just so you know. I don't think there's any question that the former president did everything that he was accused of doing when it came to this case with Stormy Daniels and all of that. I completely believe it happened. On the other hand, the question is, how illegal is this? How much of a case is this really? And is it possible that case could end up being overturned?
Oh, I think it'll almost certainly be overturned. Spoke to a number, again, of our top legal analysts at Fox, Jonathan Turley, Andy McCarthy, others, even some folks at other networks who are not positively disposed towards Donald Trump are like, oh, the reversible error here from the judge and just all of just like it's a disgrace of a conviction. And look, I agree with you. I think Donald Trump did all of those things. I think he had sex with her. I think he signed the NDA with her. I think he reimbursed his sleazy lawyer to make her shut up and all the hush money. I think he did all of that.
Yeah.
And I think he hurt his own defense, actually, by trying to pretend that he didn't.
Yeah, I wish he would have come out and just said, yeah, of course I did it. Yes.
Yeah, like, totally did it. Totally did it.
That's right. Did it.
Tremendous NDA, the greatest payments we've ever made.
No, they say,
payment.
people are saying it's the greatest they've ever seen.
Right, many people, perhaps the greatest ever. So he could have, look, so I think it reflects poorly on him as a person. I also think it's important to distinguish between bad legal behavior and crimes. And everything that Donald Trump did involving this Stormy Daniels thing was legal. I even think the misdemeanor. So the reason I made a reference a moment ago to expiring statute of limitations, there were misdemeanors involved here that expired like half a decade ago. And Alvin Bragg famously said, okay, we have to resurrect them, so let's turn them into felonies, and we'll do that by pretending there was another crime that we don't have to prove that there were, that these were committed in the process of this other crime, and therefore we can do this weird bank shot that has never been done before to anyone, and we'll turn them into felonies, and then we'll get them, right? So that's the way that he did it, this legal alchemy that I think is just unbelievably disgraceful and unfair. But I even think that the original misdemeanors aren't even crimes, because there's no allegation that there was a victim here, that there was a lack of taxes paid. This was the supposed initial crime, like almost 10 years ago, was when Donald Trump's company was categorizing the reimbursement of the payments to Stormy Daniels. They didn't write down in their own internal books that they were hush money payments to a porn star. There was a drop-down, there's a drop-down menu in their own internal computer system that had a few options, one of which was not hush money to porn star. It was, choose from these four.
Right.
And one of them was legal payments, which is the closest option. They hit that button. It didn't deceive the IRS. There was no victim. That is the underlying quote-unquote crime here around unseemly legal behavior, and they turn that somehow years later into 34 felony convictions in a way that the law would never and has never been weaponized against anyone in the history of the country under these circumstances. And now here's a former president currently running for president, and the explicitly anti-that guy DA invents this thing, and it's greenlit at every step of the way by a judge who donated to that candidate's opponent. I mean, it is a banana republic type feel when you look at all those facts.
And what do you say? I was speaking, of course, with Guy Benson, and you can hear his program on WIBX 6 till 9 p.m. every weekday here, and radio stations around the country. What do you say to the Republican or Democrat or Independent who says, is this, because there's no turning back now, we're there, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Unless, God forbid, somebody passes away. But is this the best we can do? The greatest nation on earth, some of the brightest people in the world, is this the best we can do?
Oh.
Or has that ship just sailed? It's sailed. It's out to sea. I get it.
Look, we had polls for a number of years leading up to this where a majority of the public, including a lot of people from across the spectrum, looked at their likely options and said, we don't like this. We don't want this. Please don't give us this. And for various reasons, the two major political parties said, we are giving it to you and you will make this choice again. And I mean, I can complain about it, and I have. This is not a choice that I'm excited about in a lot of ways, but it is the choice that's been given to us, not by some smoke-filled room, cabal, but by voters. The voters in the primaries, like the broader country based on polling isn't excited about this, but ultimately people who get off their rear ends and go vote, they make these decisions, and the decisions are what they are. And you might not love it, but you have to respect it. That's the process.
It is and we're going to see the process completely play out. It is just one for the record books. I have to say, we'll look back on this time.
Oh, boy.
It is one that we will remember for a long time. So, as always, we appreciate it. Hopefully we can do it more, Guy. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
All right. Again, tune in this afternoon, 6 till 9 p.m. for Guy Benson. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
You too, guys.
Guy Benson later on this afternoon. Got a break. We'll come right back at WIBX.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/radio. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at HIMS, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/radio and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
Is your prostate secretly being destroyed without you knowing it? All the ads for these prostate pills like Super Beta Prostate, Saw Palmetto, ProstaStream, Prostagenics, and others. Want to know which pills work and which are garbage? Now you can. Get a free copy of the new guide, Prostate Secrets, that pulls back the curtain on the prostate pill industry. Learn what is really in these pills. Which pill has over 987 adverse event reports filed against it with the FDA? It's shocking. Learn the one food to avoid that is a prostate killer, and discover the 3 so-called health foods that destroy your prostate. Get your free copy at prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com. This free guide will show you how to end your prostate problems without drugs or surgery, 5 important things to do to protect your prostate, and much more. Warning, this guide is controversial and may be offensive to some readers as it pulls no punches. So go to prostatesecrets.com. prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com.
Hey there, it's Andrew from WIBX. If you're facing excruciating pain, whether it be carpal tunnel, knee pain, back pain, whatever it is, there is a revolutionary technology that has arrived in Utica. Forget the injections, forget surgery. Try Revive Softwave Therapy on Genesee Street in Utica. This brand new treatment will help you. It's got a 90% success rate, and it's with Dr. Tim Delmedico. For more information, visit reviveutica.com. That's reviveutica.com.
Hey, did you know that one of the largest U.S. flags in the state of Georgia stands proudly in Pure Talk's parking lot? Now, to honor that flag, Pure Talk is supporting America's Warrior Partnership. Now, they have a mission to prevent veteran suicide. Now, you can help this great cause simply by making the switch to Pure Talk before Flag Day. Get America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month. Just dial pound 250. Say the keyword SAVE NOW for superior cell phone service, half the price of Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, and you get to help a vet in need.
Hey, Ricky Z says, get ready because it's back. The move to Mazda sales event is back at Steve Pawnee Mazda Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Drive a new 2024 Mazda CX-30 Select Sport model for only $275 a month on a 36-month lease, or you can save with low APR financing, 0%, 1.9%, 2.9%, or 3.9% on select award-winning new 2024 Mazdas. See Steve Pawnee Mazda for details. As Rick says, when I'm not playing the keyboard and making beautiful music, I'm saying, let's make your deal on a new Mazda. And that's what he does. From the dealership that's achieved first place nationally, you're just treated so well over there. I love the experience.
That's really what it is.
Yeah.
It's a whole experience.
It is. From the dealership that's achieved first place nationally. Remember that. First place nationally on customer satisfaction. It is Steve Pawnee Mazda. I'll get through it. Steve Pawnee Mazda Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, we have Andrew Reed, who is an attorney through Fox News Radio.
The Reed Rundown.
It's now time for the Reed Rundown. Rundown. And here he is right now on the line, Andrew Reed. Good morning.
Morning. Glad to be back.
Okay, I'm going to throw 3 topics at you. Some interesting ones today that I'm very interested in.
Yeah, most certainly.
This poppy prebiotic soda claiming to be gut healthy. Now there's a lawsuit, a class action lawsuit filed, saying this is false advertising. You're not as healthy as you claim you are. What do you think?
This is a case like many that have come out recently, and they essentially have gone in and done a study. They believe they've discovered that these drinks don't have as much of these beneficial products as what they claim to have. And because of that, they're saying everything they're saying, or not everything, I should say, but their claims about, in this case, gut healthy, can't actually be achieved unless you're drinking a large amount of this soda. So they're doubling down in their mind. Yep. And they're saying it constitutes false advertising in that case.
Kind of feels like it does, doesn't it?
There's a lot of nuances to these false advertising cases because there's a little bit of a play and a question whether you're allowed to say things. And the question is that truly a statement that's for someone's benefit, especially when you're dealing with health, any type of health product or health claim? Is it truly a health claim or is it just advertising?
Right.
And so that's where there's a lot of questions, and that's where it starts getting very iffy, and that's where it goes to court to decide.
Apparently, it only contains 2 grams of prebiotic fiber. Apparently, that's not a lot.
Yeah, and I imagine that, and Andrew, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I imagine a lot of these companies have legal departments that make sure everything that goes out is vetted so that there are protections.
One would think.
It's one you would think, and it's one, in some cases, some things slip by. So
yeah.
All right, topic number 2, Tesla speaking of false advertising, Tesla facing California's false marketing autopilot claims. What do you think?
Yes, so this case has been coming, and a lot of people were questioning whether it would actually go forward because there's certain aspects of this in a lot of respects similar to this first case we were talking about. Tesla has said that, in particular with the autopilot feature, that the driver has to still be available. It's one, you can't be sleeping, you can't be reading a book, you still have to pay attention. It's one, you can relax a little bit, you don't have to be actively doing the driving, but you still need to be ready to respond to any situation because it can effectively turn off and alert you it has to shut off because of a certain situation. But then there's also the full self-driving feature that's the question here as well. And so basically California said, we believe that, again, there's been some potential false statements, some potential fraud in how it's being claimed these systems operate, what they can do, what they can't do. And so the judge, in this case, on a procedural measure, has said, you know what, this case can move forward for now. He may change his mind later down the road once some new evidence. But this actually happens a lot. Judge says, you know what, I'm not going to dismiss this case because I believe I want to know if there's actually truly something here. Based on all the information, I can't tell if it's truly something to worry about or not.
Okay. If we're this far now, where are we going to be in 10 years with these autopilot vehicles? It's interesting. And the lawyer of rapper Young Thug, one of my favorites, was arrested in court in Atlanta. What do we know about this one?
This one is just a strange one. So to set this whole story, this case has been going on for several years. This is dealing with Young Thug being accused of being a gang leader and causing all sorts of various crimes based on him being a gang leader. So fast forward to just earlier this week, the judge and apparently the district attorney prosecuting this case, and along with a witness and that witness's attorney, apparently had a meeting in chambers. That is not supposed to happen, in particular in a criminal case. If anytime a meeting like that occurs, it's called an ex parte meeting, the defense attorney should also be included. In this case, Young Thug's attorney found out somehow about this meeting, at least according to the reports, and brought it up in open court and questioned the judge as to why he wasn't included on that meeting. And then the judge was more concerned about the issue of how did the defense attorney find out about that said meeting, and was more curious about the source. And when the defense attorney refused to give up his source, he was then arrested and charged with contempt of court, and now will be spending 10 weekends or 20 days in jail because of it.
How does this something like this affect Young Thug? How does it affect the actual defendant? Because now his attorney is in jail. Can't he claim I've received ineffective counsel?
Potentially. From the reports I've seen, that there was a second chair attorney there, so that attorney did continue, at least for the small portion of the case that continued there.
Okay.
But it does you do raise a great point. And the question is, does that raise that issue? The other question is, if this meeting actually did occur and it's all proven up, that's also grounds for a mistrial.
Yeah, right.
Because that's not supposed to happen. It taints the jury, it taints the prosecution, taints the judge. There's all sorts of aspects. In all reality, the biggest thing is, as an attorney, when you're licensed, this is something that you have to go through. You have to look and know and learn all the rules.
Yeah.
And this is a big rule and a line that's crossed. So it's to me personally, it begs the question of how can people trust the judicial system when things like this can occur?
That's a very good question. I also wonder that, how do Young Thug's children feel seeing their dad sitting there in the courtroom? Younger Thug and Carl the criminal.
Thug.
These names, I swear to God, the guy's real name, by the way, is Jeffrey Williams.
That's great.
There's no street cred there.
No.
You can't get anywhere with that. Apparently, he's being charged for allegedly heading a Georgia gang, right? Is that that's all about?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Good stuff, Andrew. Thank you, as always, for the Read Rundown. We appreciate it.
Read Rundown.
You're welcome. Glad to be on.
All right. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. He's so mild-mannered, too. You don't expect an explosion coming after.
Yeah, well, he's an explosion of legal knowledge. Really quickly, Sam Colosimo Testa, who we spoke with earlier, wants to know that her baseball team, Little League, Utica Little League.
She wants us to know?
Yes,
okay.
and the audience at large.
Oh, okay. All right.
That the her baseball team that she manages and coaches, the Little League, Utica Little League Parkway Drugs, are going to the championship game tomorrow for the second year in a row. And we want to wish them the best of luck. From Coach Testa.
Have we made it to districts already? Is that what this is?
I don't know. With Little League, it's a wild world.
All
but wishing them the best of luck from Coach Testa.
Okay. I hear the one thing you hear most out of her team, the players on her team, you hear it over and over and over. You don't want to make Miss Testa mad.
No, don't make the coach mad.
Don't make her mad.
All the umpires fear Coach Testa.
Don't get on Coach's bad side. That's right. That's in the.
I wonder if
right.
Manansky would have to recuse himself from those games.
He
I'm
might
not
have
sure.
to. All right, coming up, we'll talk to Ryan Nobles in a minute and check in. He, of course, has been covering this Hunter Biden trial and all of that. It's coming up at WIBX.
Get ready for this week's half-off Thursday deal with SeizeTheDeal.com. Score your half-off gift certificate to Pins in New Hartford. Tomorrow morning starting at 8. Get $50 for $25 with Seize the Deal's half-off Thursday.
Pins is a great time anytime for bowling, axe throwing, arcade games, food, drinks, and fun. Plan a night out now at their location in Sangertown Square in New Hartford. Get daily specials, book a party, and more at PinsBowl.com.
Get your half-off Thursday gift certificates tomorrow from Pins in New Hartford. Hurry, they sell out fast at SeizeTheDeal.com.
Ready to hit the road with confidence this summer? Look no further than Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your one-stop shop for top quality tires at unbeatable prices. At Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, we believe that safety and savings go hand in hand. That's why we offer the best prices up front on top brands including Summit, Nokian, Bridgestone, and more. With Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, you'll drive away with peace of mind and money in your pocket. Locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Replacing your roof isn't a decision you take lightly. You want industry standards met with affordable options and a crew who knows how important a sound roof is to you and your family. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing is your hometown roofers with deep roots in our community. Padula Roofers specialize in residential roofing projects. They're a GAF certified master elite roofing contractor who keeps their standards above the rest. Call 315-733-1564 to find out more about their Roofs for Troops mail-in rebate. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing, your hometown roofers.
Need a great deal on a bed and low on cash? Come to Mattress Express, put no money down, take up to 60 months to pay for qualified buyers on anything in the store. Massage chairs, mattresses, etc. $1,500 or higher.
The Utica Center for Development wants you to join the city of Utica's Independence Day Parade, sponsored by Master Vito Hyundai. Register for the parade, have fun, build a float, or just walk and show community support on July 4th. To register for the parade or to be a vendor for the 4th of July party in the park, sign up today at ucdevelopment.org. The City of Utica parades are brought to you by the Utica Center for Development, Master Vito Hyundai, Bank of Utica, and Save the Day Foundation.
Are you ready to smell better naked? I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the OBGYN creator of Lumi, the whole body deodorant that's clinically proven to control odor for 72 hours on pits, feet, privates, and beyond. It's pH optimized to safely and effectively control odor anywhere you have it, but wish you didn't. Plus, it's proven to work better than a shower with soap alone. Whether you shower twice a day or 3 times a week, Lumi works better. And who doesn't want zero body odor? With over 200,000 5-star reviews, I'm so sure you're going to love it, or you can return it for free.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 500 and get 15% off your first purchase with code 500, like the Lumi Starter Pack, Acidified Body Wash, or new Lumi Plus Sweat Control. That's LUMEdeodorant.com, code 500 for 15% off your first purchase. Love it or return it for free. That's LUMEdeodorant.com, code 500 to save 15% today.
Hey, I want to tell you about Collis, Fred F. Collis & Sons, heating, cooling, and insulation. You know, next week, I don't know if you're keeping it, tomorrow we're going to be in the 80s, low 80s. And then, what did you say, Andrew?
It's going to be beautiful.
It's going to be beautiful.
Yes.
And the weekend, it'll be nice, upper 70s. Looks good. But next week, some sweltering weather on the way. We're going to be up into the 90s next week. And are you ready? Are you ready for cooling? Are you relying on box fans or those inefficient, clunky window units that cost you a lot of money? Collis has you covered. Right now, for a limited time, you can actually save substantially on home comfort systems installed by Collis with Carrier's Cool Cash rebates. Currently, fantastic rebates right now on AC, furnaces, air source heat pumps, programmable thermostats, and more. And the heat pumps have rebates available as well, particularly helpful this time of year when it's 40 degrees at night, 80 degrees during the day, because they switch seamlessly between cooling and heating.
Those are nice.
And by the way, the deadline for Carrier Cool Cash is June 28th. So call Collis today, 315-768-2323. And by the way, it may be cooling season now, but before you know it, we'll be dealing with heating season. And the deadline, because one of the major portions of Collis's business is delivering oil to people all over. Not everybody has natural gas, and you can rely on them for that as well. Plus, they also have the Collis Cap budget plan to save on your oil deliveries for the 2024-25 season, and the deadline is quickly approaching. So don't wait; you can save tremendously. You end up getting a guaranteed lower price, and if the price actually dips down below the lower price, you get the price that is actually lower, but you'll never go higher. And that is available through Collis. Call them today, 315-768-2323, 315-768-2323.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
And the official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program, Daylight Donuts. Daylight Donuts is in New Hartford, and it's a delicious matcha lattes, which are so very, very good. And then they have all sorts of others, 14 other flavors. Coffee, espresso, lattes, iced coffee, breakfast sandwiches, bagels, New York style. And the glazed donuts are to die for. They're so, so very good. And, of course, the drive-thru is lightning fast. You're in, you're out, you're on your way. Daylight Donuts. New York Sash. Let's talk about this. New York Sash has a window giveaway. We talked about it earlier, and we talked about it again. I'm going to tell you right now, if you've not signed up for this, what are you thinking?
Do it. Do it now.
It's absolutely free. There's no purchase necessary. You could get brand new New York Sash windows installed in your home, and if you win the contest, it's free. There is
awesome.
No obligation, no purchase necessary whatsoever.
Do you know the value that we'll have on your home?
I do
to
know.
Have New York Sash windows with the lifetime warranty.
Actually, being New York Sash, knowing the quality, knowing the warranty, we know it increases the value of your home. So all you have to do is go to our website, and on the top you'll see the button bar there, Keeler. Hit on that, and it'll be Keeler Window Giveaway. Click on that. You can fill out the information with New York Sash, and you could walk away a winner. This month only, though. By 2 weeks, this contest is gone. So I hope you're taking advantage of it. Sign up today, and you could win 4 new beautiful windows from New York Sash.
What an opportunity.
And these are top-of-the-line windows. Triple glaze, top of the line. One of the things we love about first of all, I can tell you how much do we love them. We're replacing windows that are 6 years old. Can you believe that?
Those are new.
Because the windows were crappy.
Yeah.
Purchased at a big box store, used for new construction. No offense to the contractor, but we hate the windows. And my wife is like, we have nice windows throughout the entire house, New York Sash windows. Why do we want these windows? And here we got to replace them. So we put the deal together. And then I said, what if we do a contest? How about if we give away the same windows we're getting? And that's how we got to this win Keeler's windows is what they call it.
It was a great idea.
Yeah. Actually, wouldn't it be funny if you were winning our old windows, the ones we pulled out? That'd be
Which
funny.
are still newer windows.
They're still only 6 years old.
But that's the thing, too. Sign up for the contest to win the windows, even if you have some replacement vinyl, because odds are the New York Sash windows are better.
Oh, they are better.
Yeah.
We love them. I'm just telling you. They're quality windows. They keep the heat in the wintertime, and very importantly, that heat out in the summertime, and even have a glaze that is... It prevents your furniture from being whitewashed and
so interestingly enough,
sun stained. It'll wash out the color of your furniture or something.
It's interesting you bring that up because a lot of the time you go into a walk-in closet and you'll see a window in the walk-in closet. Over time, for older homes, you'll see that the sun actually fades the clothing.
True.
On one side of the so those windows would eliminate that.
Yep.
Wow.
Go to our website, WIBX950.com, and then on the top, just click on Keeler, and you'll see it'll drop down to window giveaway. And sign up. There's no purchase necessary. It's estimated the net worth of Quentin Tarantino is somewhere in the range of, do you know how much he's worth? $120 million.
That's surprising. I would have expected maybe
more,
higher.
Maybe. And his mom will not be getting a nickel of it. Tarantino apparently still holds a grudge over how his mom hammered him over poor grades as a kid and mocked his desire to have a career in writing. Yes.
Oh, get out of here.
This is absolutely true. Tarantino said to himself, okay, woman, when I become successful, you're never going to see a penny from my success. No house.
So she's living on Skid Row, and
no
he's
vacation.
He's not going to help her out.
No
That's
Elvis
great.
Cadillac for mommy. You get nothing because you said that.
What do you think of that, Smitty?
To this day, Tarantino's reportedly held firm. He once helped her out of a jam with the IRS, but other than that, zero.
Wow.
Nothing for mom. Davey, what do you think?
It's good.
You're okay with that?
Somebody that is very close to your own mother.
Yes.
You would not help your mother out if you.
I sure would.
But you're okay with Tarantino not?
I don't like Quentin Tarantino.
Okay.
So
I think you misunderstood the question.
Yes, I did. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
So real quick, tomorrow
No
is
deviled eggs for you.
Okay. So tomorrow is the U.S. Open at Pinehurst number 2
Yeah.
in North Carolina. Did you hear what Tiger said? That he can still compete and play with them, and he might have a chance of winning because the weather is going to be his type of weather from Jupiter, Florida, down there in North Carolina tomorrow.
So Tiger is playing.
Yes, he is.
I love it.
Well, you're not going to catch me dead putting any money on him again.
You ought to put big money on it, Andrew. I talked him into it.
Damn
And
it.
you didn't put big money on it. What did you put on?
We put a good amount on, both of us. Like
We
$200.
combined? Yeah.
We would have won like what, 31,000 or something like that?
It was like $100 bet to win 15,000.
Yeah, okay.
So you were like, I'll do that. I'm like, all right, well, if you do it, I'll do it. And so we did it, and it
lost.
We didn't win it because he was horrible on day number 2 or 3, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Davey. Do you know what the numbers are in terms of him actually winning? What are the odds of Tiger winning? What would it pay?
So Scotty Scheffler is probably the number one player.
He is the top ranked, and he is expected to win.
And then Xander Schauffele.
Yep.
And then Bryson DeChambeau.
Okay.
Are them 1, 2, 3, or is he in the top 10, Bryson DeChambeau?
I have no idea.
Okay, so it's probably Scheffler and Schauffele 1 and 2, right?
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what are the odds on Tiger?
I'm looking for that, and I can't find it. Let's see. Top American PGA Tour, Top American. See if this brings it up.
Well, Scotty Scheffler's the number one player in all golf right now. He's won 5 tournaments.
I'm looking for. Okay, here's Tiger. For Tiger to be the top American, it pays $100 bet would pay $5,000.
Wow,
that's low.
Don't try and tempt me. Don't try to tempt me at all.
Remember, it was $15,000
for the Masters.
For the Masters, it may be the case to actually win, but yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, Andrew, you could. I'm not going to do it, and I'll only tell you why. Just because if I do it automatically,
you will lose.
I will lose. Yeah. So
and watch
not even
Tiger
worth
win.
me doing it.
There's your diabolical laugh again.
Yeah, you watch. I won't do anything with it, and he'll win, and that'll be the end of it. All right, enough of that. I want to thank today Governor Kathy Hochul for
making a surprise appearance.
And making
we appreciate that.
A surprise appearance on the program. Of course, a little while ago, you might have heard her talk about Andrew. She had some really rough things to say.
This is Governor Kathy Hochul. Andrew, primary day is Tuesday, June 25th. Thank you, Jason, for catching that. Andrew, start getting things right.
Start getting things right.
Early voting for the primary begins on Saturday. We're back tomorrow. Enjoy your day.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team now. Whitesboro is a leading school system in central New York with 7 schools, 3,100 students, and a 92% graduation rate. You can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get pay that's based on your experience, great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
Ready to hit the road with confidence this summer? Look no further than Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your one-stop shop for top quality tires at unbeatable prices. At Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, we believe that safety and savings go hand in hand. That's why we offer the best prices up front on top brands including Summit, Nokian, Bridgestone, and more. With Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, you'll drive away with peace of mind and money in your pocket. Locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Why do we say we bring the fun to your backyard? Because at Tucker Backyard Pools and Spas, that's exactly what we aim to do. And a fiberglass pool can bring years and years of backyard fun. A fiberglass pool from Tucker Backyard